288. It's not like 287 like the highway. It's 288 of the Cultra Trail Running Podcast.
From the belly of the Beast Coast, Glastonbury, Connecticut, this is the Cultra Trail Running Podcast. We talk about all the fun shit that happens on the trails that most normal people don't care about. The language we use is fucking explicit and raw like the trails we run on. So don't listen with your kids! Cultra is brought to you by our Patreons and supporters, and we are 112% listener supported, and support is good.
And just like that, here we go again. Right? Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
You guys, my teeth look so nice in this camera. I went to the dentist yesterday, and so no cavities here. But then I spent $100 on more stuff to keep my teeth nice.
That's right. I mean, that's like, yeah. I mean, you can take your cavity money and spend it on shoes and not shoes.
Merch at the Cultra store.
Ice cream.
Yeah, Cultra merch.
Yeah. Wow. So how's everybody doing? We're going to start with Phred.
Start with me. All right.
Yeah.
You know, there was something I meant to say last time.
Uh-huh.
That I forgot. You were talking about the DFL podcast. Steve's license plate, his Colorado license plate is DFL.
Oh, okay.
There are some interesting license plates out here. Like,
sure.
I mean, it kind of goes along with a lot of the ego and things that I wrote about, but people want you to know who they are on their license plate. Like half of them have MTN for mountain something. But my favorite one says focaccia.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I'm like, that's great, actually.
Wow.
No comments. Like,
it's not like the Fakawis.
Yeah. No, I'm like, no notes. I like it.
Excellent. Excellent. So, wow. So Celeste, how you doing? Celeste, can she hear us?
Oh,
can you hear
I don't
me?
think she can.
No, I was about to text my husband. My computer keeps locking. Like all of a sudden, you guys will freeze, and I'm like, "Are we playing a game?" Because I'm not good at freezing.
Wow.
Oh shit!
So
I'm it.
Phred, how is Celeste doing today?
Celeste is doing great.
She looks cold. She keeps freezing up.
Cold.
Okay.
Yes, she's frozen.
Okay. All right. Enough of this. So Ellie Pell is here again.
Hello.
So we are quite fortunate here because you know what? Here at the Cultra Trail Running Running Podcast, you just never know who's gonna just like jump in, right?
Right.
That's true. That's true.
Correct.
And like Rosie Ruiz, she jumped in.
Yeah.
I was here last week, and like an STD, I'm still here this week.
You surfaced again.
You didn't get a shot in the ass.
We'll be okay by next week.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, I think one time, we diagnosed. We had somebody.
You've diagnosed an STD on the show.
We did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh
Somebody
God.
had gonorrhea. I think
It was Jimmy.
It was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jimmy took a week off, so we just said it to everyone.
Oh, that's right. Yes. He wasn't here, so we said that's why he missed.
Like the day after I was on the show last week, he like DM'd me. I was like, maybe I manifested it. I was so excited.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I think I manifested that one. So he can DM me on anytime. We talked about cornflakes for a little bit and
Okay.
yeah.
And then moved on. Wow. So Ellie, tell us about this. Now you recently posted up some because you have a blog, right?
Yes.
You're a blogger. It's kind of like for people who don't know what a blog is, it's kind of like a podcast, except that it's uses real words and it's words that are written down. So
yeah, like an Instagram caption, but longer and probably has better grammar. But I can't guarantee that all the time because sometimes I write in the heat of passion and sometimes I just don't edit.
Yeah. Well, I have to say you're being very humble there because you are a very good writer. So there's no doubt about it. And so what tell us about you wrote an article about, like, I guess to kind of summarize it incorrectly, you wrote an article about kind of what it's like to be in Boulder, and dealing with, I guess, just like the shifting of the homeostasis, for lack of a better word, like the idea that everybody's out crushing it and not just crushing it. They're like, it seems like the running, really, you're talking about exercise addiction, I think, or a tendency towards that. So what was, maybe you could kind of talk about that a little bit.
I think you summed it up pretty well, actually. That's all I got. I just have been kind of thinking about this for a while, just because I noticed that since being off of running, my coach is great. Like, I work with a coach and she tells me what to do. And but cross training does take more time than just going out for like a 30-minute run from my house. And I was adding up like all the time that I spend doing the drills and biking and cross training and stuff. And I sort of wanted to check myself of like, is this insane? Like, what's going on? And then I realized, no, everyone around me does more than I do. And I was like, okay, one, good, I'm not crazy. And two, I think the people around me might be crazy. But then I kind of thinking about it more, Boulder is a bubble, and there are the reasons people come here to train. But I've been here for a year and a half. And so I was just kind of taking the temperature of what the community that I live in now. And I think writing the article is very helpful, because I think I was starting to get a little bit negative about it, and not in a comparison way, because I trust my coach. I don't use Strava, and I have a lot of barriers to protect myself from the comparison for a lot of reasons. And I also have a lot of barriers to protect myself from what exercise addiction could be for me. It might not be that way for somebody else, but for me, I kind of know when my intentions are not correct. And, but I also just kind of was reflecting on living here and what I see. And also the fact that, it's a little bit sad that it feels like a lot of people here feel like they aren't enough and they don't measure up. And there's just a low grade, always wanting to do more and be better than your peers. And it's sort of framed as, I want to get the best out of myself, or I'm pursuing my goals. And that's okay. And, but I mean, people also just don't talk about it. Like, it's normalized. So I think the title of my post is what it's like living in a city addicted to exercise. And it was a little bit tongue in cheek, because what's addiction for me is something that would not be addiction for somebody else. And then actually yesterday I was talking to one of my good friends, David Hedges, and he actually framed it very well. Like, I was thinking about it, and also humbleness and stuff like that, just the vibe of the community. But he, because Ithaca is a very outdoorsy place, like people are doing stuff all the time. And he framed it very well. He said, people in other cities that are outdoorsy and have a good outdoor scene, most people, they recreate. They don't train. They go outside and they recreate. Yeah. And that's what it is. But here it's we train, like, and that's the thing. And that there's the goal and things like that. And it's a very interesting place in that regard. And I just kind of wanted to write about it and get it off my chest. And also I asked people what they thought about it, and I got some good responses. I might write a companion piece, because I've gotten a lot of responses since. I bet. And yeah, it's a great place to live. Not gonna lie, it's wonderful. But also, like, you can call a spade when you see it. Yeah.
And you know what? It is interesting, because I've only been to Boulder one time, and it was probably 20 years ago. And I just drove through there, and I was like knocked over by how many people were like running on the side, running on the roads and biking. And like, it was almost like everybody was like everywhere doing everything. Everybody was doing all the things. And I remember it back then, that it was just amazing to see, that much going on. And it is a different, it's interesting that you're talking about training, though. The idea of training, I have to say, I hate that word, because somebody will always ask me, so what are you training for? And to me, that just sounds like the old ball and chain. It just, like, I don't know. not that I don't like training, but I think that I like being trained, and what that means, for me is usually just being able to do pretty much whatever the hell I want at the drop of a hat within reason, maybe not as fast as maybe not quite as fast as I want to go. And, but like being able to do that, like if somebody says, hey, let's go, let's go run all night or something like that, that I could do that and, be, not be like crippled the next day. So when somebody says, what are you training for? It's kind of like, I train to run a marathon, right? And and there's not anything wrong with that, to try to go faster and to try to go, to try to win and to try to do all that stuff. But sometimes I feel it takes the fun out of it, because then like, even like Strava, you're right. With Strava, they started this new thing where, hey, congratulations, Art, nice job with your recent activity. Let's go dive into the stats. And I'm like, I don't really want to dive into this. Maybe I want to see where I ran because I didn't know where I was or whatever. And, maybe I'll look at the stats, but that's not like, I don't know. The stats are kind of what I do on the roads, right? On the trails, that's not really my thing. Like, I care how much vert I got maybe, and sure, I might pay attention to how many miles I got, but usually I don't know, I wouldn't know within a couple miles at least how far I even ran until I look. So I don't know. Phred, what do you find with all this stuff?
I saw that Ellie pointed out that Strava will tell you whether your latest month was better than the month before.
Oh yeah,
like in mileage wise, right? So that like it's kind of like a race to misery or something, right? Like, oh, you're getting better. Oh, you must be injured now,
Yeah,
So, yeah. I'm probably the last person in the world who's still using free Strava, because I don't want to see all the metrics that they show me like blurred out. If I just paid them whatever $10 a month or something, they would show me all these extra things, and I don't really want to see them. All I use it for is like a running diary, not any metrics at all. Oh, and I should mention that I read that Ellie's whole thing, which I found very interesting. And then in one section, you mentioned in caps ED, and I was like, erectile dysfunction was involved. And like it took me a while, and then I was like, oh, I got it. Now I know. Okay.
Yes. Oh yeah. That threw me off too. And he was eating disorder.
That is what I meant.
Yeah. So yeah, that threw me off too, because I did think like, oh man, geez, I must not be a runner. I don't know what the hell that is, like immediately. But then I just read the sentence over and again, and I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense perfectly. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it is kind of weird.
Can I ask you what you think about this? Like, not Boulder, I guess, more like, I listen to the show every week, and so like I'm always hearing like, oh, I ran 50 miles. I mean, because I just listened to our show from last week, and you like made it 40. But like I feel like this group, I guess everybody kind of like you all do participate in a lot of events, and I don't know if they're like self-supported or whatever. But yeah, what do you think? Like, what is your like reasoning or threshold, or how do you like, what do you think about this?
I'm kind of different because first of all, I'm not competitive at all, at all. So I don't ever feel like I have to compete with someone else, or I have to go a certain pace, or like that's not me at all, which I think takes a lot of pressure off. So like I put pressure on myself because I like distance. Like I just enjoy distance. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy the high it gives me. So yeah, I mean, I guess I just don't feel that pressure. I kind of enjoy training for training's sake more than racing. Like I would rather have like weeks of training and not even think about a race. Like I just enjoy that day in and day out, getting outside and like seeing things. And like sometimes just The other day I was out, I did a 50K a couple days ago on the cut course, and I was struggling, and I'm like, this is stupid. I hate everything. And I just put on a book and I hiked a few miles and just listened to a book and just enjoyed nature. And then everything turned around and I felt good. And I guess, I mean, I understand like you're at a different level than I am. So I think it's a different situation because I'm just out here having fun. Like it's all fun for me. There's zero pressure. Except what I put on myself. So I think it's a little bit different, if that makes sense.
It does, but I like, here's the thing. It's different, but it's not different, right? Because as Ellie, when you were first talking, I started thinking like, okay, so here's somebody who's talking about like, I avoid Strava because I don't want to feel less than, but you're a golden ticket winner, but you've won marathons outright. You've won races outright. You've run the Olympic trials. You've done
less than.
like,
I also don't like the version of myself who, when I know that I'm better than somebody, I don't like feeling like, haha, like I hate that. I don't want to feel better than anybody else. I don't want to feel like anything. I mean, I only want to like compete at the race, and like that's kind of it. Like, and I hate that like if I see something where it's like, oh, Ellie did this better than somebody else, or like theoretically Ellie is better than this person, I hate what goes on in my brain. Like, even if I'm like, yes, I like hate that. I don't like it. Gotcha. So I avoid it for both ends. Like, and I started doing that. Like, I haven't looked at Strava since like 2016 because I just like, it doesn't bring out a good person in me. Like, either if I'm less than, that sucks. If I'm better than, I don't like that person either. So.
Yeah. Isn't it though? Because I feel that way. I think social media is kind of like that, or there's something about that. Like when you see, it always starts out nice. And, I have to say, one thing I do enjoy is I do enjoy going to the Cultra Trail Running Podcast group. Because we have a running group on Strava. It's the best kept secret on Strava and on this podcast, because I don't think we haven't talked about it in probably 2 years. But on there, you get to see like, not so much the leaderboard, because that's just depressing as hell. Cause like, there's like Ultra Walker, and then there's like everybody else, pretty much, or, a couple other people in between. But the, just seeing what people are doing is really fun. And so the other day,
it's fun when you feel confident in yourself, but if you wake up on the wrong side of the bed, that's not fun.
But I don't care if somebody's faster than me. I mean, I not that I don't care, because I guess I do look at segments and I try to see where I rank up to see if I was the number one that day, or if I was, like, did anybody else bother to run the same segment that I did that day or whatever. But I saw like Mark Kelly ran Metacomet Metacomet loop. So it's like a 17-ish mile loop. And then he added a little South Mountain to it. He did this thing just around Castle Craig. He took that other mountain that's on the side of the access road going up the mountain in Meriden, Connecticut, for anybody who's looking for it. It's a great place to run. The cut course goes right through there. But he added this South Mountain to it to round out the loop. And I thought that was a really cool thing. And then he went and did it again. So he ran like 34. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Just kind of on a, he went out and did that. So that was Saturday. So then Sunday, I'm like, where am I going to go? And I was like, oh, I know where I'm doing. I'm going to go do that loop that he did. So I was able to get, some inspiration from other people's running from that and ideas on where to run. I like the route planner that they have. I think that's awesome. The maps, the heat maps and all that stuff. But I think that if I just kind of float around for too long there, I guess like, especially if I'm not running at all, or if my running is limited, it's really easy to see. Yeah, I guess, you see people are doing more miles. Like, I'm not worried about being fast, but I think like volume, I'm still like, kind of into that. And I'm okay with it for a while, but then after a while, it starts to wear down on me for whatever reason. And you're right. I don't like that part of me, except it's just a fact. The fact is that I run better when somebody's watching me. I, and I don't mind, if I'm going to finish at all, I don't mind finishing in front of somebody either. I think that kind of feels cool. And, I don't know. But I can feel that same feeling of, the same comparison or whatever feeling on Facebook or Instagram. Like Instagram, I look at that and I'm like, how the fuck do these people put out all these like short movie films that are so fucking funny? And how do they find the time to do this? Like any one of those things would probably take me like 4 hours to do, at least, and it wouldn't be as good. So, I don't know how they, how all that stuff works, but
I think this would be a good time for me to say that I post to social media every day, and it's threads, and it's a picture of my cat.
I love threads.
And a single picture of my cat every day. That's what my thread is. So you can follow me. It's awesome.
We can follow
Today,
your cat's
I
ass.
posted on threads. Do 6 to 8 year old girls still do Bobo Ski Wattentotten? Please respond. I need to know. It's like a hand game we used to play.
I had no idea what you were
obsessed.
talking about.
I know nobody would except for like girls that were 6 to 8 years old when I was 6 to 8 years old. It's like a hand game. Like, and we used to just play it in recess. And now I was like obsessed because I was trying to teach this, like, I volunteer at the library in this like little buddies reading program. And my little buddy, she's 8, and I tried to teach her this like hand game, and it's called Bobo Ski Wattentotten. And I bet people in Cultra Patreon or the community will know what I mean if you were in New York. And she like had no idea what I was talking about, but she loved playing it. And so I was like, take this to your friends. Stay off TikTok. Play hand games.
So it's
we did
Bobo.
Oompapi, Colony, stuff. That one we did.
Okay, yes. We also did apples on a stick.
So you do Bobo. What's it called? One more time, Bobo.
It's just called Bobo Ski Wattentotten. And you just say it. I don't know. I have to. It's just great, and like it's hard to like. We would play for hours. It just because it's fun. You like do that, and then like you like pinch each other, or like you just like it was just a good time to like if you were just bored and just like sitting with your friend in the gym, like
sounds like Cat's Cradle.
A little bit, yeah, like Cat's Cradle, but with your hands, and then you would chant something. I don't know.
Okay.
Back in the good old days.
Yeah. Or you could sit around in a circle and smoke a joint.
We didn't record it and like put it on Instagram. We just did it.
Okay.
Although that could be a new thing.
It could be the Bobo Ski Wattentotten challenge.
That sounds like a race, actually, because isn't like whenever I hear Lake Waramaug, I'm like that could have been a hand game.
Oh yeah. I think it is a hand game.
It is. Yeah. There is a reach around station.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Right in the first 2 miles, right? I mean, so speaking of, if anybody happens to listen to this before Waramaug, or if by some miracle of God, I release this actually before the race.
I don't think that's possible.
I know last week was really bad, so I apologize to everybody. I was just like, I don't know. I have no, I guess I was just a bad person. So I didn't get my, didn't get it out there. So yeah, we're going to be hanging out at the aid station there. So, that's going to be a lot of fun. So, well, last time we had a bunch of monkeys there, and it was pretty crazy. So I know there's going to be, I think, yeah, Becky's going to be there. I think Jimmy's going to make an appearance, and should be fun. So yeah. So do you think this Threads is as good, or how does that compare to Twitter, would you say?
It's better now because my algorithm is very good. And it shows me things that I want to, like, I laugh at, basically. Twitter that got so bad. Like, I don't know why, like, it just, oh, it's so bad. Like the algorithm is terrible. I mean, but when you're led by someone like Elon Musk, what can you really expect? But Threads, as of now, like it took a little bit for me to understand how it works and stuff. And then also takes a little bit to like get your algorithm good, which is like you follow certain things and like you actually have to say like I don't want, not interested or whatever. So for right now, it's pretty good. But you know, as things devolve, they get worse. So to be seen, but right now it gives me a chuckle in the morning. But I'm not an obsessive scroller. Like I don't scroll Instagram. I don't really. Threads is like when I'm finishing breakfast, it's like 10 minutes and I get some funny memes and it makes me laugh. And that's about it. Like I think I have a pretty healthy relationship with social media. So it's right now, it's just like a whimsical, fun thing.
Gotcha.
And like sometimes I forget about it for like a week or two. And I mean, my favorite app is like the New York Times cooking app and Goodreads. So like that's
yeah,
where I'm at. Love Goodreads. Oh, I'll have to follow you. Are you on there?
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm
read
gonna follow you right now.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah,
like
me
hundreds
too.
of books a year.
All right, I'm gonna find you.
There you go.
And all of them are inappropriate. I never read any of that self-help, good for you stuff.
I used to, but not as much anymore. Oh, wait.
Nah, I like me some good like fantasy shit.
Have you read Throne of Glass?
Oh, my computer locked up. Have I read
Throne of Glass?
Yeah. I just finished Air of Fire yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I locked up again. What, Throne of Glass?
You still need to read Kingdom of Ash. Oh, it's good.
Yeah. I've done all her other books. Have you done what's it called? Iron Flame and Fourth Wing?
No.
That's not Sarah J. Maas. Okay, read it. That's what these are from that book.
Is that what they're calling them these days?
Fire.
No. Not this is not Sarah J. Maas. This is Empyrean. That's a Throne.
I've heard of them. Yes, I've been recommended.
Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. I can't.
See, did you read
Trauma.
like A Court of Thorns and Roses?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't like that one as much as I like Throne of Glass.
Have you read all of them? Because A Court of Thorns and Roses, the first book isn't as good as the next few.
See, I just think I prefer more adventure, less like romance. And it has like a little bit too much of like fluff. I'm like, I want more story. And then especially the one that's just Nesta. I'm like, oh, this is just.
Well, yeah, Nesta. Nesta.
And then I did also read Crescent City 1 and 2. And that was just like confusing.
So I read them all, the three of them, the Crescent City, and I'm actually rereading the third one for the second time. Like I just finished the first two and I'm reading the third one. And when you have that much world building, I feel like you've got to read it twice to really get it.
Okay, I have to start again.
And all three of those, Throne of Glass, ACOTAR, and Crescent City, are all interconnected.
Yes, I know that. I freaked out at the end of Crescent City too. I was like, oh! Yes! And then, but then I was like, I'm so confused. This is the only part that I understand.
You reread them, because once you reread them and you like kind of know what to expect, the world building makes it, because it is a lot, right? I mean, each of those books are what, 800-900 pages? It's a lot.
Yeah. Really, have you read Game of Thrones?
I love the show. I only read the first 3 books. It got to be too much for me.
I could never watch the show after reading the books. I was like, huh.
Yeah. I watched the show first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dang. I've listened to interviews with the actors, and they have to go to therapy for the stuff that they've had to do.
Yeah, I bet.
That was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
But I mean, and the books were just like the world building so good. I know a lot of people are like they kind of don't like the world building as much, like they want the story to move. But I'm like, no, build it, George R. R. Martin. And I saw this meme the other day about how, because George R. R. Martin, he's like not in the greatest health.
Right.
And so, but I don't know if you read Wheel of Time, but so Wheel of Time, the first like 7 were written by one author and he died. And then Brandon Sanderson wrote the second 7. And so I saw this like joke the other day, like Brandon Samuelson is going to have to finish Game of Thrones. I'm here for it. He's a cool guy.
Wow. It sounds like Ender's Game.
I know, right? He's probably just
law
like,
of
oh,
robotics.
he's biding his time. He has a secret underground lair under his house.
I want
Like-
a secret underground lair.
I mean, move to Utah and build it.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
I know, and it looks really cool. You got to look that up. It's pretty intense, but
Oh,
very
man.
cool for like a big old nerd.
I'm a big old nerd, if you can't tell.
I got that. When I saw the Thor's hammer, I was like, yeah,
Yeah, you saw that? Thor's
Yep.
hammer?
nice.
Oh, yeah. If you saw my basement, like right now, you're just seeing my stage, like the back of my stage. But like if you look around, we have like Nerf guns and all sorts of Legos. And yeah, we're nerds here. Hundreds of games. Like I have a VR room.
Oh wow.
Yeah. My husband's a nerd too, as are all 3 of my children.
Got to marry someone that matches your energy. So
Yeah,
anyway, running.
Definitely. No, that's you know what? I think that's fair, you know, to talk about reading and running. I mean, they're kind of the same thing in a lot of ways. So
Sure.
I mean, sometimes I'll listen to a book when I'm out there.
I tried. I don't know about the audiobooks. I don't know. It just like for some reason I can follow a podcast better than an audiobook. I don't know.
you can follow this podcast.
I was gonna say, no.
that's saying something, like, you know.
One time I was listening to this podcast and I was alone. It was like 3:00 in the morning, so it was dark. And I kept hearing like coyotes or something. And I kept stopping it and being like, oh my God, I'm alone. I'm going to get eaten or I'm going to pet them, either way. And then I finally figured out that it was Crutch's dog in the background because Crutch Lee was on and it was his dog in the background. And I thought it was like coyotes or something. It was great.
I hate it when like podcasts have like fire alarms in there. I freak out because I think it's a cop or something, or like, I don't know, a siren.
What I don't like is, so you're talking about dogs and stuff like that. What I don't like is that as I'm running down the trail and I'm like thinking about a song and it's all of a sudden stuck in my head. That's what gets me.
That'll do it.
I mean, like, Ellie, have you ever had that happen? Did you ever get a song stuck in your head?
Oh, way too much. Way too much.
Wow. Huh. If only there were a way to get around that.
If only.
If only. So yeah, if only there were a way to get around that, that would be good.
See, the only way you can get around that is then I start spiraling about an injury that I have or something, and then that song leaves your head.
Okay.
Oh, I start singing it and then it ruins that song for everyone forever.
Okay. Yeah, that works. So you know what? We do have something on the Cultra Trail Running podcast to help with that, though. I didn't know if you guys knew that, but we have something called the Cultra Karaoke Hotline. Phred, do you know what that is?
I've heard rumors.
What is it, Phred? How would you describe it?
I believe you can call a number, a dedicated number, and then you can sing once the phone answers, and then that song will get out of your head because it will now be recorded on the Cultra Karaoke Hotline. That's my understanding of the science.
Yeah. That's part of it. Yeah. So you can do that, and then we can play the message and you could become podcast famous, right?
Oh yeah, there's that too, right? Of course. Yes.
Yeah. So speaking of podcast famous people, joining us now, we have our friend, Evil Becky Burke, who is muted. You're on mute, Beck.
She
Muted.
doesn't know how to get off mute.
I thought she was gonna sing.
I thought so too. I mean, it was like, let's see.
She is singing. She's just in an octave that only dolphins can hear it.
There it is.
Let's see. Okay, she's working on it now. She just gave us the one. Oh, I bet that she's getting some assistance there.
Wait, she's wearing some Cultra swag.
Yeah.
She is.
Yeah. Look at
She
that.
Okay,
draw that
but
on
while
with a
we're-
magic marker.
While
Right,
we're waiting for Beck, we're gonna play actually somebody who called in the Cultra karaoke hotline. So we do have somebody who called in here. We'll see if this will come up here and play. Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. Ready? Looks like a short one, but
Hopefully you'll be able to hear this. Choo choo, motherfucker.
and that's it. I don't know. That's like that's that one. Choo choo, motherfucker. So
Huh.
Oh my God, I love Simon so much.
yeah, and then
That was Simon, right?
Yeah, must be, right? He was on the tracks, probably.
I guess so. But then
Is that the new Taylor Swift album?
here we go.
Right? Yes.
Computer lock up again.
I said what I said. I'd rather be running Lake Waramaug instead. I let all that get to my head. I don't care. I'll paint my red. When she goes to the devil, she a bad little bitch, she a rebel. Run Lake Waramaug! Woo!
All right. I think that sounded like maybe
The Lake
Tolerable-
Waramaug Singers, I believe that.
Yes.
Is a well-known group.
Like the family Von Trapp.
yes.
The Lake
Yeah.
Waramaug singers.
Exactly. Yes.
Hey, Beck, if you hold the button there, that might be able to unmute you. I'm not quite sure. You can try that,
Hold the button.
I think.
That's what she
Red
said.
button.
That's what you...
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Or
Okay.
maybe
This is like Wizard of Oz. Do not pay attention to the woman in the corner.
yes. So, but we got to get that. We're going to get this worked out. I know it's going to happen.
Is anyone in the Patreon going to canyons? Do we know? It's this weekend.
I bet there's probably somebody who is,
Well,
I don't know, I guess is the short answer there. Let's try this here. We got somebody else we're letting in here. Uh-oh. Hello.
Can you hear me?
We can. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey.
Right.
How you doing,
I
Beck?
fixed the microphone, and then once I fixed it, it like hugged me up. And for a second, I was
Wow.
like, "Oh my God, this is a sign. This is like," and then I was like, "Stop it." So,
Yeah. How
I'm
you
like,
doing?
I can't like see very well. Like I'm in my basement right now.
Okay.
same.
From the bunker.
Hello. It's nice to see everybody.
Yeah. How
You
are
too,
you?
Beck.
I'm all right with my kitty and my
Oh,
other
yeah.
kitty and my dirty basement. Hello.
Hi, Becky.
It's so nice to see you. How's everything going?
It's fine.
Yeah.
Surviving,
Yes.
We
I
were
did.
just discussing exercise addiction and
Ooh.
Cat's Cradle and the other thing called Boo Boo Ski Wattentotten.
Did you ever play a hand games in elementary school, Becky?
Oh, I thought you were going down a different path.
Of course
In
you did.
elementary school?
Well, that's when I was really at first I'm like, and then I was like, oh, wow. Wait, what do you mean by hand games?
Like you would do like this and
They clap,
Yeah.
clap.
Mac.
yeah, stuff like that.
I think maybe a little bit, but I was pretty like not good at that kind of stuff. I did the little thing with the yarn with the
Cat's
the
Cradle.
hands and
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Well,
it.
I was just telling I don't know how we got on this topic, but I just finished a program at the library. I was like volunteering, and it was called the Big Buddies Little Buddies program, and so I would read to an 8-year-old like once a week, and she was great.
I was like an 8th grader.
No,
Sorry, go on.
here in Boulder, we're good at exercise, not much else. And so I would read to her, and then one day I was teaching her, like trying to teach her hand games. And so the one we played, one of them in between like 4th and 6th, 7th grade it was called Bobo Ski Wattentotten. And it was like there was a rhyme and stuff, and like she had no idea what I was doing, but she loved it, and I taught it to her. And so then now I'm wondering, like, was this just like a backwoods New York thing? But I think like a lot of people had different versions of it. But anyway,
I just think it's funny that you're like, hey, I taught an 8-year-old a hand game.
Leave it
But
to Becky.
I turned it into something wrong. I think it was lovely and wonderful, and I think it's great that you read to them. I used to do that in my boys' school when they were young, like in elementary school, and like kindergarten, 1st, 2nd grade. I would like volunteer in the library.
Yeah.
And do that, but I didn't do any of the cool hand games.
You didn't teach boys hand games? They already know.
They all know it.
Yeah, I guess they do.
No,
They've been
was
playing
like
that game a long time. So.
They learned when they were young. No, it was this 12-week program that I volunteered in the library like since I was read to, and then like I was the teen helper, and then I was the volunteer librarian, and then when I went to college, like that was my work study job, etc. And so I don't know, like the library is just like right around the corner from my house, and they were advertising this program, and I was like, that sounds really fun. So one evening a week for 12 weeks, we'd play games, read, and then we also wrote a story. And so yesterday was the celebration where you like read all the stories. And so yeah, it was fun.
Oh, I think that's so cute. I love that.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it again. It was great. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, so because you're I think in Twitter, didn't you used to have like your saying, like your description?
Oh yeah, from Arthur.
Like, life's not hard when you have a library card.
Oh yeah, having fun isn't hard when you have a library card.
Yeah.
It's like a rap from Arthur. That's actually an earworm that I will like play in my head. It's kind of like a rap that they made on the show.
That'd be funny if that was like your mantra during races, like when you were like in the race and things were getting tough, and you were like, it's not tough when you have a library card. Read. Wait, that wasn't the saying.
No,
no.
It's not tough
it
when
goes
you're
like
McGruff.
This. They'd be like, having fun isn't hard when you got a library card. And I go, library.
That's what I think your next race. I think when you get to the starting line, you should just do a bunch of self-talk and be like, yelling, life's not hard. Life's not hard. I got a library card. I got a library card. And just
see, the thing is, that would probably make me just like stop at the aid station and like quit and just read.
But just psych out everybody else.
Here, I'm going to try. Can I share? I'm going to try and share it. The library card song.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna just make sure. I think so. Let's see.
Because I think everyone just needs to hear this.
Okay.
Share screen. Okay. Share. Can you see this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody ready? Celeste,
we are ready.
Here. She's missing it. Okay. Oh, wait.
Oh, it's stinky over here.
We can't hear it.
You can't hear it?
No.
Damn it. You can't hear it?
Oh, you have to go to share and then share. You have to click sound when you go to share.
Oh, okay.
Like share computer sound. Like when you go share screen, there should be a box that says that, I think.
Okay.
Is the plan.
I'll stop sharing. And then this is good podcast. Oh, share sound. Got it. Okay. Oh my gosh.
So in the meantime, feel free to go into the Cultra Clothes store and buy some gear.
Yes.
All right.
And give us 5 stars if you like this song.
Okay. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
One of the ghosts.
Go Arthur. Go Arthur. Go.
Having fun isn't hard when you've got a library card. Having fun isn't hard when you've got a library card. Come on inside, we've got everything you need. There's plenty to do, or you can just sit and read. This book explains how to make paper planes. This contour map can show you mountain range terrains.
Fly to the moon, explore the ocean floor. Find out which one's a tailor and which one is the art.
Here's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and half magic. Hop on pop, lots of sauce, and books and doing card tricks. Ooh. Having fun isn't hard when you've got a library card. That's right. Having fun isn't hard when you've got a library card.
There you go.
All right.
That's
a little teaser.
Oh my gosh. That's great. So Phred, how soon do you think it will be before we hear from the PBS attorneys?
Oh yeah, there'll be a cease and desist probably.
Mark Brown, he'd be so happy. So
I met him,
Really?
Yeah.
So
Because
who's Mark
there was
Brown?
like a book signing in New
My dad.
Bedford.
He wrote
Or,
Arthur.
So the
Oh,
Arthur
okay.
books. Yeah, my son loved Arthur. My older son. So he was crazy about it. He was so young that he couldn't even say Arthur. He called him Aki. He was like Aki, and he wanted it on TV all the time.
He is
So-
kind of
How I
like an
do-
aardvark, right?
Yeah.
He's an aardvark.
AARDVARK. Yeah. How to spell
Yeah.
aardvark.
See, all these
yeah,
good
so
things
that's
you
what
learn.
I grew
right?
up on, everybody.
I think like that could be like the new Culture theme song. Get a Tolerable Bill to work with the wording a little bit, and
Mm.
yeah.
The Lake Waramaug singers could, do a version of it, right?
Yes. That could be what everybody that's doing Lake Waramaug does on Sunday. They've got the time.
That's one of my earworms, everybody. So
I love
It sounds
I
great.
love that it is. And
There's
I've never heard the expression an earworm. I like that.
It's like having a gentleman dog stuck in your ear. So,
Yeah.
so there's going to be lots of people who are listening to this as they're running, and they're all going to thank you very much.
God
for
bless
that.
you.
Oh,
Thanks for hanging with us.
Because having fun isn't hard.
We've got a library
It's
card.
so
I-
catchy. I don't know. And it's wholesome. Like
It
I'm
is.
a big wholesome entertainment person. And so
But why did the video, when they're starting and they kept like zooming in, why were they zooming in on their junk? Did you notice that?
No.
I don't know if that's where they were holding the library card. But like it was like zooming into their like them
because
walking.
they were
in
like,
advance and-
walking down the street and they had the card in their hand.
Oh, so it was more like where the card was. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
This is a children's show, Becky.
Well,
It's one of the longest running too. It ran for like 25 years.
huh. That's like
What?
ultra. That's like
Arthur
ultra
never
shit right
aged.
there.
Wait, is it not on anymore?
I think they probably put no new shows. I
Oh,
think so.
okay.
It's like a lot of reruns.
Yeah, Arthur grew up,
Yeah.
so finally.
I remember one episode they had like them all old, and I had an issue with it. I don't like that.
It's
Yeah,
like
that-
when they tried to reboot the Rugrats as like tweens or something, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was
Oh.
not
No,
not
this was just like
successful.
one episode where they were talking about them in the future, but yeah,
Isn't
that
The
it's a little unsettling.
Simpsons the like longest running like cartoony type thing? And they've all
Yes.
like the sisters all been in third grade for 30 years or something, and Bart's in fifth, or like they
And-
never get older.
And Homer never retires.
Yes.
I think it is. I think it is because I was watching that like a long time ago. It was a
I feel
short.
like when I was in high school, it started. No, maybe
Yeah.
it was sooner than high school. Gosh,
It was like a short. There was a comedian show, and it was like just a kind of a break in the middle of that show. I
It
forget.
was like a little 2-minute break in the Tracy.
oh,
Ullman
what?
show.
Thank you, Tracy Ullman, right?
Yeah.
And she went on
Wow.
to start the Ullman 100 miler, right?
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Ullman brothers.
I did
Oh, well,
too.
the Allman
I
Brothers
was
too,
like, no
yes.
way. I was totally believing that.
Yeah.
Does anybody watch Family Guy?
My friends and I used to. So like I still appreciate like because they would do like little bits throughout the whole show,
Yeah.
and those were always really funny. I never really understood the points of the episodes. Like I didn't understand the arc, but the little bits were funny.
I
I
like
think the arc was
I know,
supposed to be
come
very
on.
engaging. It's supposed to be the little bits, right?
Yeah.
It's I always know when my husband's watching it because all I'll hear is yeah, and it's him laughing, and I'll be like, oh God, what are you watching? And then for so long I would be like, that show's so inappropriate. Oh, it's so wrong. Oh my God, I can't believe they said that. But then every time I come in the living room and he's got it on and I like stop to look at it, it's one of those things where I start laughing and then I'm like, don't laugh. You're not supposed to laugh. This isn't supposed to be funny. And then I'm like, but it's so funny.
Oh
It
my
I get
is,
so
God.
yeah.
guilty about laughing, but it's really funny.
About once a year, I send the syrup of Ipecac little vignette to one of my friends. Like they'll say, like, "Oh, I've got an intestinal flu," and I send that one. I don't know if you remember that. That's when they all
No.
drink syrup of Ipecac and they all vomit. They're like going, "Bleh." That it's like for a minute.
Wait, isn't that what you like? What you have to take like
Induce
To
vomit?
induce
Yeah.
vomiting. Yes.
induce vomiting.
Yeah, they pass it around to see who's going to vomit last. Like all of them. Not Lois. Lois isn't in on it, but everybody else. So they're all vomiting.
I'm really into so I don't watch much TV just because I forget that it's there and there's so many books. But when I'm doing drills at night, like all the, how I was saying about like how I'll like spend my time doing drills. I've been watching Modern Family, which is the most
Modern
wholesomely
Family.
hilarious show I've ever seen.
Huh.
It's so
I
funny.
love that show.
Who's your favorite character?
It depends on the. I mean, Phil is so funny. I would probably say Phil. My favorite
Mine's
episode.
Cam.
Oh yes, I do
Is
like
that the
her.
kid? Like the young kid?
No, that's the that's the brother.
Cam is the
No,
brother's
wait, Cam
husband.
is the brother's husband. Sorry.
Yeah. Or well, partner. They're not married yet. I'm only on season
Oh.
4.
Oh. Have you
Okay,
watched
all
the
of my
episode?
baristas told me that I am Phil.
That's funny. Okay.
Oh, that's a compliment. He's so sweet.
I get it. I do. I'm less inappropriate, but like I get it. I like that's my humor. It's so funny. When he's like, oh, it's like a Phil board. And then he's like he gets so excited with like really stupid stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. Like I enjoy. I have a very low threshold for like something that's funny or like, and I like laughing. And so I get it. And then every once in a while I like have like Phil has like serious moment and I'm like, yes, that's true. Every once in a while, serious moment.
Oh, my favorite episode is when he puts the picture of his wife and daughter on the van because he's like trying to get business for real estate and doesn't realize that it looks like
It
he's
makes Haley look like a
advertising them.
stripper. Yeah.
It's so
Yeah. Yeah. And
I'm just
also,
like
I
thinking
love
about that
now.
episode now.
Huh?
I'm just thinking about like different parts of that episode now, and I'm like laughing. I gotta watch
Yeah,
that
and I
episode.
also love how like now Haley and Alex, like I like their relationship. It's developing. Like everything is developing, and now like Phil and Luke have like a different relationship. Like I appreciate that. Like it's hilarious, but also like the characters are evolving, and it's good. Highly recommend everybody if you want a nice wholesome show.
No, my friend said to me, and I had never really thought about it. And she's like, oh my gosh, I have to tell you. She's like, and once I tell you this, you're going to be focused on it. So maybe I shouldn't tell you this. But she's like, I love that show. But the daughter that Cam and Mitch adopt, she's like, she's got to be like the worst actress. She's like, watch. And I think I noticed that before. But now, like, when I watch, I'm like, oh my gosh, poor thing. She really is. Like, she just doesn't look like comfortable in front of the camera, and like she just has these like weird like she pops on and has this like one liner and then pops off, and
I don't know. I think she like sometimes it's funny. You could definitely tell that like I think they did a good job of like bringing Cam and Mitchell's mannerisms to her, like, because she will just be like, oh, this, and
Yeah.
it's a little bit like it can be a little bit like this doesn't make sense, or like that she's trying to do this too hard or whatever. She doesn't get it, so like it doesn't
Right.
work.
Because
But
like they really don't have
Hey,
storylines that much about her.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
I hate to interrupt this riveting. No, it is
Sorry.
really important, but there is something else. I gotta drop a bomb on you guys.
I
oh
know.
yes, the miracle before I get off.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
What's
See,
I
going
think it's
on?
happening.
I'm not seeing it.
I think it's happening.
there it
Well,
is.
it is.
Yeah.
Oh, just in time to teach us hand games is Jimmy Mack.
What's happening, fam?
Welcome.
I have to, you look like such a cool cat.
My beard, so I look like a little kid now. Like, hey, hi.
And
I
look
just got my training wheels off.
glasses.
Yeah,
Like if
look
John
at those
Lennon was
glasses.
here.
These are my blue screen glasses.
They're
I
blue.
got the what's it called, Zenny? It was like two pairs for like $40 or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm old as shit now, so I got so many pairs of glasses laying around.
I got running glasses that say Cultra on the side. Or
Hold on, listen, I've seen all you guys a bunch lately. Ellie, Pell, what's up?
Oh, I was just saying, I was like, okay, after the show, you guys, I think I manifested it because Jimmy like messaged me and I was almost died. I was like, wow, I manifested this. So exciting.
this is
Yeah, when Art hit me up, what was it on Sunday or Monday?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and you were like, "Hey, you're going to be on the podcast." I was like, "All right."
Well,
Fine.
I started asking you about your race because you did the spring fling.
I
And
did
then
get
you started
springy.
to tell me all about it. And I was like, hold it, wait, Jimmy, save it for the podcast.
Yeah, just like old times.
Oh my
Hi,
God.
Becky.
Hi. Yes,
Hi.
I heard I haven't been around for a while, and so I was like, oh my gosh, Jimmy's coming. All right.
This is like a special Christmas.
It is.
Yeah. Everybody's home. Jimmy flew through a snowstorm to make it back for Christmas.
Yo, it was crazy.
God bless us, each and every one.
Planes, trains,
Yeah.
and automobiles.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen I'll Be Home for Christmas with Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
No.
I don't think so.
Oh, well.
It's a Hallmark. Is it a Hallmark movie?
No, it's like a 90s movie. It's like him and Jessica Biel, and like basically he goes through a bunch of shit like to get home from Christmas. Like he gets basically his nemesis is in college, like drop him off in the middle of the fucking desert, and he has to get home by Christmas in order to like get this car or whatever. And anyway, long story short, he like tons of like crazy shit happens, and that's probably what would happen if Jimmy had to get home for Christmas.
No, I literally took my kid to soccer, and then we went to Panera, and then we like wrestled for like a half hour. That was my night.
Yeah. Okay.
Sounds like a good night, Jimmy.
This is what 8-year-olds want to do. And this is what 47-year-olds want to do too. So what the fuck?
Perfect.
There you go.
How the hell are you? What are you talking about? Did I jump in? You guys have been on for a minute, huh? Did I just interrupt?
We've been talking just about, we did talk a little bit about running addiction in Boulder and stuff like that.
Oh, I saw Ellie. Yeah, the article you sent me that Ellie wrote about how everyone's addicted to exercise in Boulder. Yeah, why not?
Party hard.
Can't stop, won't stop.
I would just be mad. I'd be like, look, everyone's really hot. This place sucks. Like,
yeah, I mean, that's like
definitely moving to Omaha.
That's right.
There you go.
You know how hard it is. I mean, you can't find any fried dough in this town, right?
We just
right?
got a voodoo. I don't know.
They don't even have the Big E
You
there.
guys got a
Beth.
voodoo donut?
We did, yeah.
No way. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm
We get
going to
them
come
on
out to
staff
Boulder.
sometimes.
Oh. Hey, I have so many questions I want to ask you guys. What if I flipped it around and was interviewing
All
you?
right.
Let's have it, Jimmy.
Let's do
give
it.
us your best.
All right, Ellie, how's Scratch Cafe? Scratch Lab
That
Cafe.
is the good part of Boulder.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. Boulder's fine. But
Yeah.
Scratch is great. Like really, and I think it has to do with like the normalcy I feel there. Like I feel I'm very there's a lot of people that work from home. They work in tech. Like it's a very different lifestyle than I was used to being around in Ithaca. Like a lot of my friends in Ithaca were like kind of like me, like blue collar. We work 9 to 5 or sometimes like 7 to 2, or like we go to work at a physical place and move things around with our bodies. And here it's a lot of like people work on their computers, work from home. It's just a very different thing. And so actually Scratch is great because I employ and work with people that do what I do. So there's kind of it feels very normal there. And then also nobody at Scratch that I've hired is like an athlete in a traditional sense. They're
I think you say an ass.
Yeah.
We've
A
hired
normal,
no
kind of a
assholes
normal
here.
person that has normal hobbies and stuff like that. So I don't know how I lucked out with hiring those kind of people, but that's awesome. So Scratch is really good. Yeah, I'm very happy to have moved for the job. But there's just some other things that are in Boulder that I'm like, oh, this is weird.
That's actually kind of cool because like I feel like endurance athletes, like people are like, why did you run 45 miles this weekend? I was like, it's pretty fucking obvious that I'm mentally ill. Like, what the fuck?
Seriously though, but it's like normalized here.
Yeah, how could you work with all people like you? Like, I did 46 miles. I'm like, oh fuck, like.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Well, that was
there's
my
some of
morning
that. There's some of
workout, but
that.
then I had to go out in the afternoon.
Yeah, I couldn't even do my easy second workout.
Yeah.
God.
Wait,
Yeah,
so
I had
Elle,
a-
are you saying
I had
that
a
you
pool jog
are?
session. Sorry.
What did you say?
I said I had a pool jog session that I had to cancel.
Oh,
That's right. Oh, well, they have all the.
I'm just
Oh, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Jim.
I'm just thinking about like shit professional athletes do.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
let's ask Ellie. Ellie's a professional athlete, right? So I mean, do they make
I
you do
work
pool?
that 9
Do you
to
have to
5.
go pool
I don't
jogging?
know. I feel like I'm a fake.
Oh, stop.
no, nonsense.
I mean,
So wait,
I'm currently injured, but it's a workplace injury. So I'm like, well, workers' comp. I don't know.
There you go.
She was throwing barrels around, Jimmy.
Were you really?
In training,
Yeah.
she's trying to get on the Olympic barrel throwing team,
Yeah.
and was carrying around Scratch Lab barrels of juice, or what's it called?
Wait.
Daily
hydration mix.
hydration
Is that really what
mix.
you were doing? You were bringing around barrels?
Yeah, like kegs. And I strained my groin. Yeah.
She was doing a keg stand.
Yeah. Oh, product
go.
placement. There we go.
Raspberry limeade right here.
Sounds delicious.
I got some scratch laying around.
I have it laying around everywhere. It's like powder.
Yeah,
I don't know what's cocaine and what's scratch. I've gotten the mix. Like, I
That's
don't know.
a tough life.
What do I do?
Boulder problems. Hashtag Boulder problems.
Ellie Escobar over here.
Yes. It's expensive to live here, man.
Ellie,
I didn't think about that, but
Oh,
Boulder is
I love it.
expensive.
I'm on here less than 5 minutes. We're already talking about cocaine. Like, let's get nuts
Nothing
tonight.
has
Let's get weird.
changed.
Let's get really weird tonight, guys.
Hold on, Jimmy. Becky just got on here and she was talking about school kids reaching around playing hand games.
Because Ellie said she was playing hand games with 8-year-olds. So I took that as dirtiness, not as like little like slap. Well, I mean, I guess maybe you could be slapping like it. I could be slapping.
I'm not touching that joke.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Phred, are we going to get sued?
Not today, because this won't come out at least for a week or so. We've got a grace period.
Yeah, when do you put these out on Saturdays now?
Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays. I think I dropped last week's yesterday or something. It was pretty bad.
You should have like AI sum up this recording that sends each of us to jail.
Oh, yeah, I do. I do have AI do summary notes. And it's like, it's hilarious when we read the Patreons, because then it's like, it was decided that someone with a lot of dollar signs is going to Galactica or something like that. It like decides all these things, it was advised that professional help be sought,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is the
Hey, well,
AI.
listen, I
helps
listened.
us.
I listened to last week's show just to be like, what? I wonder I haven't listened to a running podcast in I don't know a long time, but I'm gonna listen to the show, and you guys did a good job, and it was funny and informative, and yeah, so it's cool to listen to a running podcast. I figure if I'm gonna listen to one, I should listen to Culture, right?
There you go. I didn't know we were a running podcast, but we'll take it.
Oh, I like the new theme song too. That's cool.
Yeah. Nick came up with that. He
And who's the voiceover guy? Is that like
that's Nick. That's my son.
was he able to how did he do that to his voice? Is it like a thing? Like a filter?
No, that's his. He does voice. He's like a voice actor. He can sing. He can do any voice you want. You drop it, you tell him, and he'll do it.
So he's like Rich Little.
He is, yeah.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
Rich Little? Any
Yes.
listener under 35 is like, who the fuck is Rich Little?
I think he was a
You
safety
could
for
probably Google
the
that, though,
Browns.
right?
Yeah, Google Rich Little, everyone.
Yeah.
He was a
I
safety
don't
for the
know who
Browns in
Rich Little
'67.
is.
The funniest thing is that the people he was imitating, Jimmy, they won't know who they are either. Though,
That's
right?
true. Yeah, because
Yes.
it's gonna be all like.
Richard Nixon or any of that stuff, right?
All right, I'm now after the podcast. I'm looking up Rich Little.
Yeah, he was a famous impersonator back in like the 70s and 80s. Yeah, I just remember him when I was really little. He would be on like Johnny Carson or something, and I'd be like,
So this isn't like
this guy's
when-
funny. This isn't funny.
Well, this
The
isn't like when
boomers
my
love that shit.
They do.
Yeah.
when my coworkers were like asking me if I knew who Ron Jeremy was, and I'm like, no, and they're like, you should totally look him up and
Yeah.
look him up on your work computer, and I did, which
Oh,
was
no.
How
not
fast
good.
did you get fired? Were you in human resources like that afternoon explaining what you were Googling?
Oh, and there's this other prospector you should read about. His name is Long Dong Silver. or something. I mean, Google him on your work computer too. You know?
Well, then what ended up happening is that I ended up getting like a triple X bar on my computer, like this virus thing that I had to get off, and then I had to explain it to IT, and it was just so embarrassing that I was like, that I even was like, no, you don't understand. I didn't even know who I was looking up, and they're like, you didn't know who that? I'm like, no, I didn't know who that person was.
I'd be like, as a character witness, I come in, I'd be like, listen, Becky calls him Gibbles. All right. So like, he's honestly the most innocent person ever. She did not look at porn on purpose, obviously.
I mean,
And then I would have been like, listen, Becky, you could just go look at John Holmes. Go Google John Holmes.
That's true. Johnny Wad. Yeah.
See who that is? Wait, should I not be Googling him?
No,
don't Google.
no.
Don't Google anyone we tell you. Don't Google anyone.
Just Google them all right now. Like,
That's
love-
right.
Well,
You have to
that's
ask
better.
Jeeves.
I've been on 12 minutes and I'm already completely derailed the show. This is great.
It
Yay.
it was in rare
It was
form,
already off
Jimmy.
the rails. Don't worry.
All right, good. I can't wait to listen.
Oh my God. Hey, we could talk. I hate to do this, but we could actually talk about the spring fling,
We could.
because
Yeah.
if you think about it, Becky, that's where Becky
That's
and I
how we
actually met.
met.
So,
Oh, that's spring fling. Hold on.
Yes.
Was it muddy?
yes.
It's always muddy.
I don't know why I had to think about that.
It was muddy because there were no bridges.
Art went to the bathroom.
I didn't use the bridges
Like,
were so slippery. I didn't use the bridges.
I think people fall sometimes when they take those little catwalks because they get slippery with mud. So you probably did the right thing, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
race?
Go ahead, Beck.
Was it raining for the race?
It rained like the first hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe.
I don't. it's
Because
funny.
I wore my what's that?
always, I feel like it always rains at that race.
It's either spring or fall fling. They always get the worst weather.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess this year Trap Rock wasn't like blazing hot, so maybe that's like I don't know if that's a harbinger for something, whatever. But I mean, I knew it was I just expected that it was gonna be shitty. So I was like, I'm just gonna bring 3 pairs of socks, So that's like, I literally had a little tiny Tupperware, and I saw people were rolling in with like their 100-mile fucking kits, and I was like, guys, it's just the spring fling. Like,
That's my style. I brought my strong box. Did
Dude,
you
I
ever see
had-
my big strong box? I have like this big, it's a locker that my father used to be it would hold like back when, so this is really dating here, but back computers didn't used to be able to run programs even before floppy disks. They used IBM cards that were punched, and they would have readers, and you'd put a stack of IBM cards and it would execute a program. These racks they used for the phone company. My dad worked for the phone company, so he got those and he repurposed them as like personal lockers for us, like travel, like a travel chest. So I have one from my childhood that I use on occasion to bring to, it's this big box with handles on the side, and I can, throw like, everything, chocolate bugles or Swedish fish and Desitin.
As a race director, I would be like, you know what? That can't come within like 300 yards of my race. I'd be like, just leave that at home.
Oh, no. I put it right by the bathroom.
Oh God.
The coffin. Do you ever see Tolerable Bill come to races with his coffin?
Bill has a coffin?
It is this like igloo cooler that is the size of a coffin. It is
one of those I call those the bad water. Those are the bad water coolers that people get for bad water, right? Like
your big white coolers, that's like,
like
4.5 feet long. Yeah.
So they're like 6 feet long. You could get a whole Jimmy in them. Yeah.
Yep.
You could put like they're a bathtub, they're a coffin. I think Jay used it at one point to pretend it was like a pooper, like a little toilet. Like the thing was definitely put at least one Tolerable Bill, maybe two in that thing.
Yeah, Bill's a little dude. We could probably put 3 Odin-Dolls in it. I'd be like, oh wait. I'd be like, oh, I caught this one fishing. This one was running on the Trumbull Trail.
Oh.
Shout out to Billy Odendahl.
Oh yeah.
I'll see you on Sunday, Bill.
Oh, it's so funny.
Wow.
Oh, you're sharing your screen. What do you got going on?
I am. I want to show you guys this. So
what do you got? You got the splits?
I do,
So,
yes.
Art, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Ellie.
Sorry, I got hungry. I'm cooking dinner. When you bring like a bunch of shit with you, do you actually remember what's in there? Because I could bring tons of stuff that would probably help, but I'm not going to remember.
Do you even know me? I mean,
well,
I get everything. I bring everything, and I I sometimes I know, sometimes I know what's there, and sometimes I don't. So it's it's usually I have troubles finding things, so I organize it in utility, in medical, in nutrition, and in clothing, and in lighting. So I kind of do that, and then I put
but he brings no gloves no.
But hold on, but for a 10, what would you bring for a 10-hour race? Like what do you think you would need for
it depends really. If I'm trying to race it, really, I would bring is ideally I would bring pre-mixed tailwind. I would have it all mixed up. I would have I used to have bottles so that I would measure like the first. I used to do it. I've done it different ways. So I think we had like a 2 or 3 mile loop, whatever it was. I knew that it was going to take me X amount of time to do a loop. Therefore, I wanted to drink a certain amount of calories of tailwind.
Right.
So each. I forget, 20 ounces in a bottle. So I had the hydration and everything, and I dialed it in, and that works for me pretty well to go, like that, to measure it out. Because if I don't think about it, then I end up either dehydrated or
hyponatremic.
I was gonna say hyponatremia shows up.
Yeah, that it's real. The struggle's real. So.
All right, I feel like if I was as prepared as you, I would have won Western States.
There you go. I did see you at one of the aid stations as I was watching, and I was like, boy, Ellie's just like wandering around. She's just like, other people are coming in, they pull up and they get their tires changed. Yeah, they get their tires changed, and they get, they get their tank filled and all this stuff. And Ellie's like, oh, look at this.
Ellie's singing the Arthur library card song.
Yeah, doing the slappy dance, the boo boo ski watten totten.
All right. You're just going to have to take my word for it, but that was what all the popular kids were doing. So,
so I could literally grab the Tupperware. It was literally the size of like a shoebox. And that's why I always say, like, at Blue to Blue, I'm like, just a box the size of a shoebox is perfect for.
Yeah.
For like a 50K or 50 miler, I think. Cause it's like, I had I had 2 extra pairs of socks. I wore the same shoes the whole time, which promptly, I will say this, I wore the Ultra Olympus that I've had for a while. They were coming up on like that, probably had 600 miles or something on them, whatever. Crash done. Which is the second pair. After I finished the cut, I threw out my Ultra Timps. So that's a new thing I'm going to start doing, is just throwing shoes out after races.
I don't believe in throwing shoes out.
Oh, dude, I was like, these cannot go in the car with me. These are so, they were just, it was the back of my legs. I know they had like, I think Michael was taking pictures of people's legs that's race director, Michael LaPresti, for the non-Connecticut people out there. He would say like, it was like a dirty leg Hall of Fame. It was disgusting. And I wore tights for like the first 3 loops. Like I think the fourth loop.
Did you wear the red ones?
No. I mean, I wore like full tights. Like it was cold. It was kind of cold and wet, you know? So like I wore like I had my Houdini. I had a winter hat. I had gloves. Like it was pretty cold the first couple loops. And yeah, and I definitely, I remember coming in. So I'm looking here at this. I remember coming in the first loop being like, whoa, that was too fast. That was way too fast.
So let's talk about that. Can we talk about this? Yeah, I can you guys read this or no?
I can. I've been looking at it.
Okay. So yeah, I'm looking at this. So it's interesting. So I did a little bit of, we're showing the splits up on the screen.
Yeah, like you got this all marked up here.
Yeah. So here's the deal. The fastest 5 loops, I circled in red. And then anything that was over 50 minutes, I highlighted.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So just to kind of, because I wanted to kind of get a feel for, you know, you look at splits.
I could explain both of those. One was a shoe change or a sock change at lap 6. And then lap 11 is when I had to stop and take a dump. See, that was 53
we can see that. That was a 15-minute dump, Jimmy. Like, what, you know, did you read the New York Times? Sudoku?
I was like, this is actually really nice. I was like, this is the first like peace and quiet I've had today. This is fucking so nice. Like I took my headphones out and I was like, I'm just gonna drop trowel and let's do this. Like I was like,
were you in a bathroom or were you in the woods?
No, they had 2 porta potties right as you so this loop is like a 3.25 mile loop designed by Karina Halloran. And it's a pretty good loop. It's got a fair, most of the climb is like in the first mile.
Right.
Yeah, and then most of like the last mile is like kind of downhill, like and really runnable. And
they haven't
there's
changed the course recently, have they? Is it the same?
I think there's just like little tweaks to it. I think like I remember being like, oh wait, were we on this or was that for fall fling? Like I don't remember because I know the fall fling loop is like 2.1 or 2.05 or something like that. And Karina was like, it's 3.25, but I was coming up with like 3.4. Consistently like 3.4 every loop. So I'm like, whatever. It's you know, it's GPS. It's completely imperfect. Like I'm sure if you took a wheel out, it'd probably be like 3 points. I was saying if it was 3.33, that'd be perfect because 3 loops is 10 miles. So like, that's why I was like, oh, my plan was to, I wanted to do 40 miles. Like I was just like, this will be a good 40-mile training run for me. That was my entire mindset. I was like, I want to do 45-minute laps, but very consistently, just be 45 minutes you know, minimize my time. And I didn't bring any nutrition. I brought this first time I ever gone to a race and did not bring anything from home.
Really? Wow.
Because they had scratch there, and I just ate nothing but fruit and potato chips. That's all I ate, and
I do like to eat fruit a lot during races.
Yep. Bananas, watermelon, and orange slices, and then like every like second or third loop, I would jam a ton of potato chips too. And I was in and out of the station probably like 90 seconds or so, like every loop. Yeah.
All you needed was avocado as well.
So, you know, it's weird because they had like pierogies and they had like quesadillas and they had like, and like cheese and meat. I was like, no, it just does not sound good to me right now. I don't want cheese or meat. After I was done though, I literally took a bath in mozzarella. It was amazing.
They had lobster there one year.
There's pics on my OnlyFans. Hit me up for $9 a month.
That's right. Oh my gosh.
All right. So what were we gonna say? You got the split.
So yeah. So we look at this. So like, we'll start maybe with like looking at like Justin Carreri got first.
He was strong, dude, all day. Yeah. I forget at what point he laughed me, whatever, but I was like, fuck, like, good, nice work, dude.
Yeah, he was very consistent there.
Yeah.
And he started, you know, he just played like a good golf shot there, like just a slight fade, right? but also like, so he had, one of the faster. So it's interesting though, Jimmy, tell me about the first loop, because that's always fun. The first loop on these things.
I settled in with a young man named Andrew, who you might know, who comes to the Monday night steps.
Yeah.
He's one of the crew guys.
Andrew Schroeder.
There he is. Yep.
I saw that.
We ended up doing like the first 5 loops together, and he just was picking my brain, and I was just like, yeah, dude, like taking care of your feet, like, and just give him like the whole ultra rundown, like what, like how you want to be successful at this, like go out slow. Like that's why I was like, I'm going out slow because I know I'm going to be, if I run 45-minute loops now, I know I'm going to be able to run 45-minute loops at the end. Like it's one of those things that like, and I was like, it's kind of the same thing. It translates over to a 50 miler or a 100 miler too, where it's like, if you take walk breaks, even when you feel good early, like, and that's what we were doing. I was like, let's walk here. Let's just totally walk here. And he was like, oh, this is, and he was in great shape the whole time too. Like he didn't have, look at his splits. He didn't have much of a fade at all. He did a big costume change, I think, at like mile or at lap 7 there. Yeah. But he was super consistent, and we never saw, once we split up, we never saw each other again. That's like the nature of loop races, I think sometimes.
Yes. Sometimes you don't know who's in front of you and who's behind you.
That's the thing. When I got done, I was like Carice and Breck like were there, and Carice came up and she's like, I think you were like 2nd or 3rd. I was like, there's no way. I got to be like 6th or 7th. I'm like, dudes ran a train on me, I'm pretty sure. She's like, yeah, she's like, I don't think people were like lapping you like you thought. And I was like, yeah, all right. So I was like a broken clock is still right twice a day. So.
Yeah. So it's awesome. I remember the year that Becky and I ran, the first year I ran, I finished the first loop and I was in 26th place.
So funny.
Because people just went out and killed it. And I was like, guys, this is a 10-hour race, right? And
if you were in 26th, I must have been in like 56th.
Yeah, because you were behind me.
Yeah.
Just in the beginning, but we caught up to them all. And actually, it's funny because it was you, me, and Justin who won this race. The 3 of us were running. You guys came up behind me and said, and you had I heard you talking and saying, "Oh, what lap are you on? Oh, what lap are you on?" And then you like, I forget it was like, like, oh, I'm like lap 9. And I was like, oh shit, I'm on lap 9 too. So, we
high drama.
Yeah. We quickly realized that, that we were out in front. So
you sound like Des Linden, what she did at the Boston Marathon. You are just mind games.
Oh yeah.
And do a sprint lap.
It was
damn last lap art.
No, we had bathroom drama in mind. I had to stop and go to the bathroom every single lap.
Literally, he went to the bathroom every lap. And I don't know how he did it, but then all of a sudden he was like, he'd like go to the bathroom and he wouldn't like just pee right by a tree. He like went into the bathroom. And then like a minute later, he'd be like right on the side of me and he'd like, and I'm like, what? How did you like go to the bathroom that quick? Like, but yeah, I think you went to the bathroom
before the
like
prostate went bad.
Wow.
So that was fun, but so I'm looking here. So I see that 2nd place, Travis Gale, he ran the fastest loop of the day, and he ran the first loop, and that was the fastest. So it was interesting because he ran what
his first 4 loops were so fast. Wow.
Smoking. Yeah. There were a couple guys that did that, like even more than he did. So he ran like a 32, 37, 35, 36. Was Ryan Hanna ran like a 34, 35, 35, 36, 37, 39. So he ran 6 laps under 40 minutes, which is fast.
Yeah, but look at his last
But,
4 laps.
but
I know.
this is like the
The
recipe.
implosion.
This
right
tells
there.
a story of
Calling
fucking.
you out, Ryan.
Oh,
We
Dumbass.
Ryan, Ryan is 24 years young, so that's the exact kind of shit you're supposed to do when you're 24 years
yeah,
young.
right on.
I hope he was drunk too for the first laps.
Yeah.
No, but he but then he ran he ran 39, then 45, then 48, 56, 1 hour, 1 hour 5, 1 hour 14. So it just like,
I can relate. I've blown up gloriously in races like that too. I think that's beautiful.
oh,
I think
that
that's
is-
amazing.
That's the only way
you
to
do-
learn. Like, honestly, that guy's going to be a star. It's the only way to learn. Fuck up all the time.
oh yeah.
Who was the young woman at the Olympics, the Olympic trials the one year? What's her
Ellie
name?
Pell.
No, she was in the 10,000 from Oregon. She made the movie.
Not sure.
Alexi Pappas.
Oh, yeah,
she
yeah.
said- they asked her about her race, and she's like, "I died a beautiful death out there today." And I remember thinking, like, that's the best thing anyone's ever said after a race. Like,
Oh,
because like
yeah.
Alberto's actually died at a race, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I remember seeing the interview on like Flow Track or something. Like, this was like 10 years ago, whatever. She's like, "I died such a beautiful death out there," and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fucking use that for the rest of my life. That is the best thing ever." So Ryan Hanna, you died a beautiful death on Saturday.
Yeah, I saw that, and because he ran out of the 5 fastest laps, he ran 3 of them, and they were the circles
yeah.
are the fastest laps here. So the first 3 laps that he ran were in the top 5 fastest that anybody ran. So he got it. He was out there getting it done, and that last lap probably was probably, I don't know, like, who knows? I'd love to hear the story behind that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
Like my
Jim,
last lap at that race.
I feel like
was
Ryan
always
Hanna
a
would have been a
nail
much
biter.
more interest. Oh, sorry.
No, I was just saying. I feel like at that race, it's always the last lap is always like that. Oh my god, am I gonna make it in time?
oh
I don't
yeah,
know. But
So that's what I did when I came in. When I went out for lap 11, I was like, "Oh man, this is the worst time to go shit," because I was like, I don't have much. I didn't have much wiggle room. I was like, I have to run 45-minute loops, like pretty consistent. I was like, I'm gonna have to run faster loops, whatever, because I was like, I don't think I'm gonna get in under 10 hours if I get 13. I want to get 13 loops because I think it officially was 42.25 miles. I mean, go figure. My Sunto gifted me like 3 miles. Probably from like all the jackassing I was doing. I did a fair amount of jackassing. I'm not gonna lie, just to like get around puddles and go like, yeah. I did not run very efficiently, but I ran with a fuck ton of joy.
that's good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so also Dave Gilbert trademark, Dave Gilbert.
Yeah.
So he won one of those races not too long ago there. So he was there, and Dan Braveheart.
oh yes.
So he ran there. So he looks like he was a couple places behind you there, Jimmy, and Igor.
His fade looks. He has a much more linear kind of fade. Like everyone's fades look very linear. Like
yeah.
Except for Ryan. Ryan was just like you could have Ryan Hanna on. He would have been a much more interesting guest than me. What happened, Jimmy? Nothing. I just ran. Anything go wrong? No, it was fucking beautiful. It was glorious. Like, all right, are you satisfied? Yeah, I'm completely satisfied with my run. That's a boring podcast. That's fucking shit. Luckily, I'm me, so I can pad it out and I'll fucking get some high drama in here. But for the most part, like, yeah, it was pretty uneventful. Like everything just fucking clicked, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. So.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah.
And then and I love the fact that I don't have to worry about pronouncing names. So Jennifer Canatitis, right?
Oh yeah, she's so nice.
Yeah. So she was first female, so congratulations to her. She got 11 laps in there.
Sounds like probably the disease you're dealing with, Art.
It probably canatitis is what you get from when you open up like a bad can of
What you get
spam.
for playing hand games with 88 year.
I was thinking
Ellie Pell, you're
Ellie
Pell, you're the best. You're giving Art shit. I love this. This is my favorite podcast.
I mean, Art's giving the world a lot of shit. We got to give it back.
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's like a disease that, like something that you get when, like, from a toilet seat that you didn't cover. You know,
Canatitis.
This sounds like
I got
this is a Frank
something in
Zappa
my
song.
can.
This is a Frank Zappa song.
Oh my god.
be like, I'm pregnant, but it was because of canatitis. I caught it in the toilet seat.
Poor Jennifer. She runs a great race and wins, and you guys are sitting here
know.
viewing her name for.
He's so sweet. I'm sure they. Yeah, I don't have anything to say. I was going to say something like, you have a nice man, but that's not.
Listen, kids these days
Solid.
are named the weirdest
I
shit.
thought-
Canatitis is nothing. It's tame. Everybody needs to check out the tragedy subreddit and just see the names these children have these days, because everybody needs to be unique. You can't just spell Emily like Emily. It has to be like EMHLEIGHEE. It's like
there's a tag group on Facebook called "That Name Is a Tragedy," and it's spelled like EAIGH, whatever, like at the end, like.
Oh my god, yeah.
All right, let's get back to the race.
So then it looks like so. And then Erin Egan, maybe, or Aaron. Some people might use that name. Looks like she got second, and Christina Notestel. How'd I do with that? Is that good?
I'm sure it's exactly how it's said.
Notell.
That works for me.
Notestel. Yep. So
It
she's
looks
from
like
Akron,
those-
Ohio, which is home of Alcoholics Anonymous. So
It looks to me like those two women could have done another lap.
well, let's see. So they finished at
somebody finished
8:50.
in like 9:18.
They're in the eights.
Oh.
They're both in the eights. They could have done another lap.
So you think that we should write them up? Because so yeah, well, think
Give them a
about it.
ticket.
Like, let's talk about this. Did you guys see that half marathon where the Kenyans and
Oh yeah.
and so how come at the
Wait,
Olympic,
finish that sentence. I didn't see any. I don't
okay,
follow
so at
running,
the,
so I don't
the
know what the
Kenyans,
fuck
and
happened.
I think it was a Japanese runner, was it?
No, Chinese.
Chinese
It was
runner,
in
sorry.
China, and it was a Chinese runner, and there were 3 Kenyans.
And there were 3
With him.
Kenyans, and they let him win. But then they all got written up for cheating.
Why?
I don't know, because I don't get it, because like at the trials, right? Like you can at the US Olympic marathon trials, it's okay if if you let your boy finish in front of you, right? If you're training partner and you want him to win, that's like cool. But like if you're in China, you can't do that because it's called cheating. I don't know the details, but
Wait, this
stop
guy
me
If
from
he
having
like
an
make it
opinion.
like pacing someone?
So let me get
No,
this
They
right.
didn't
Yeah,
have pacing the bibs.
the
They were
lead
actually in the race.
pack was a Chinese guy and 3 Kenyans,
Yeah,
and they're coming up to the finish, and the Kenyans all kind of like pulled up and let the dude win.
Yes.
yeah.
I think that's awesome.
And then, wait, where was the marathon in China?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, maybe he owns the marathon. Like what?
Well, I think the fix was kind of in that he was supposed to win the marathon.
Oh God.
So they all
Well,
kind of
this is-
backed.
Well, this is what Kim Jong Un does this every
All
year,
right,
right? Like,
I have this pulled up. I will share it with you.
Yeah, I need a spicy hot take from Ellie Pell.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see if I can find this. No, I think it's hilarious, to
I'm
be
gonna
honest.
stop sharing here.
I'm going to share my screen.
Okay. Oh, I thought, you know what? For a second, I thought we didn't record. Yeah, look at this.
here we go.
Okay, you got to
Oh,
rewind
crap.
though.
So basically, he's finishing the race, and
Yeah,
they're
look,
like,
They're like, come on, go ahead. Yeah.
Come on, fucking run, would you?
Bro.
yeah. So they like let him win, and he won a prize. But I think it might also have to do with like marathon selection.
Oh, wait a minute. I bet they were probably getting a bigger appearance fee than the winning thing, and they were probably, you know what? We don't give a fuck. Go get paid like us, my guy.
I mean, I think it has to do with maybe their selection for the marathon team for Paris. I don't know. I haven't read too much. I was like, oh, that's great.
But like people do that all the time. They hold hands and
I know.
Right?
A 63-minute half marathon is fucking stout. Like, I don't know. Whatever. Hey, I just thought like a soccer team had to do something like this, whatever, because there was like this team was like beating this team like 9-0, and they went and scored. They scored a goal on themselves to like make it 9-1 because it would have like I don't know, something would like they had to do it. And it's like, yeah, okay, like there's weird rules to sport that they were probably like, hey, there's a loophole we found here. Go win this thing, my guy.
Becky, your hand is making me uncomfortable. What are you doing?
Oh,
Is that like a whoopee? You got a little blanket?
That's her
Like-
blankie.
Is that your emotional support whoopee?
It
That's her
really-
boo-boo ski watton top.
She was like,
You see it. That is so fun. Yes, it's my blanket. I have my blankie with
but you
me.
were like petting it.
Yeah, no, I squeezed this is cotton.
had her
A
hand-
lot of boys did that in 8th grade, Becky.
She has her hands under the covers.
Oh, gross.
Ellie Pell's on fire. I love it.
Oh my god.
I bring
Just
I bring my
calling
blanket.
it out.
That's
Whatever
so
you
funny.
need to be comfortable here.
I'm gonna fill my water up.
That yeah, not that there's anything wrong with it. That's fine. So I still don't get like. And nobody really know. Phred, do you know why they were cheated, or why it was called cheating as opposed to like a good time running with
I
friends?
think that people were just upset because it was so clear that they made that guy win, that they were like actually gesturing him to hurry up and they were pulling back and stuff. But and the Kenyans all said it was our understanding that we were there to pace him, not to win. But they didn't have like special pacer bibs or anything. So people
okay.
That
were upset about
that
it.
makes sense. Yeah, because I know like there's that documentary from years ago, like Marathon Makers, or I forget what it's called, whatever. But it's like legit Japanese companies would go to Kenya and like recruit dudes, like the Yakult yogurt company, like would have dudes come to work for them from Kenya just so they could run for their company and like win. You know what I mean? So it's like there's like a yeah, and who cares? Like it's
That's
it's
been
running.
done
We're
forever.
talking to guys.
Though.
We're talking guys. Not running.
Oh, that's like as stupid as a college recruiting somebody just because they're a good sports player, not because they're a good athlete. I mean, not because they're a good
They're
student.
sports
Excuse
ball.
me.
Right?
Well, now I'm worried.
I
Like,
was
I guess
I don't
like
get it.
Sorry,
What's the
sorry.
difference between a sports? Like, I'm so
now I'm worried. Like, I can't slow down at
Oh,
the end of
well.
races because people are going to think I'm letting other people win, and then I'm going to
Yeah.
get DQ'd.
Sprint through the
Oh.
line, Ellie. Sprint
Yeah,
through the line.
sprint.
Yep.
Wait, I'd be like, why did it take you so long from mile 97? What were you doing?
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
So
That's like
Jimmy,
that year,
are you training for something?
I'm gonna do. I signed up for Spring Fling, and I got like I think I got like 5 solid weeks of training in before that. Like, but only like I think my max was like 32 miles. But
That's great.
so I think I've said this before. Like, I do kettlebells like 3 times a week now. And I do yoga once or twice a week too. And I like hot yoga because it just kicks your ass in like such a good way. But it's all, and the other part of it too is like it's a really cool like spiritual practice.
Yeah.
So I've gotten really into like meditating and like, and I just kept like that with my mantra at Spring Fling was like the quality of your breath is directly proportional to the quality of your life. Like, and I just kept, that was my mantra all day. I was like, just breathe, Jimmy. Just breathe. Like, I would look back and I'd see somebody, I'm like, I don't know what fucking loop they're on. I'm like, but I still don't want them to pass me. So let's go. And I just kept thinking like, just breathe. And I just was like, I don't know. My lungs just felt like so good. The air like tasted good in my lungs. I don't know if that's like a thing, but like I'm making it a thing. Like the air just tasted good in my lungs and I just was breathing and I just kept repeating to myself, like, just breathe and let your feet do it with the, and that was like really wonderful.
Sounds kind of
Listen, son,
ethereal.
you sound woke.
Very nice.
All right,
Yeah.
I did hot yoga.
Well,
I did hot yoga yesterday, except it wasn't hot. It was a normal temperature, and I
It
just
wasn't yoga.
I didn't do any poses. I just laid on the ground for an hour, and it was great.
Hour? That's amazing. That's meditating.
Connected
That
to my breath.
You literally understood the assignment. Good job. I'll be like so wrecked like 45 minutes in, and I'm like, I'm just going to Shavasana now. Fuck this. And I'll just lay there and be like, oh, it's so good. And then the instructor will be like, okay, now we're gonna go like down to cat cow. And I'm like, nope, fuck your cat cow. I'm Shavasana
Let's
all
Shavasana
night,
it.
bro. Yep.
I'm doing the
That's what it
possum. I'm doing the possum. I'm sitting here. I'm playing dead.
Don't you steal my piece with your cat cow. No, but and then when the shit started hitting the fan on that the last two loops, I knew I had to really motor because I remember looking up at the clock, being like, "Fuck, I've got like under."
Yes.
I got like an hour and 35 minutes. So I was like, "I've got to do 45-minute loops." I'm like, and
Where'd you
just to
guys
give
go?
myself 5 minutes of
Hello.
Becky lost us. Becky, you lose us. We can see you. Can
We
you
see
hear
you
us?
back. You probably minimized us. Don't minimize us.
Yeah.
You
Come on.
guys were
Don't
right.
minimize us.
Rose.
And I got a text from a friend, and she was like, "Oh, dude, Guns N' Roses Paradise City." And I was like, and I listened to it probably like 3 or 4 times in the last like couple loops, just like when I needed a boost.
Mm.
Is that song more of a metal song or a punk song, do you think? Because the chorus, like,
I feel like it's kind of metalish.
Metal.
but when he goes, but during the verses, it's kind of like that. It has like that like chugging kind of like hardcore, like I don't know. That is a really amazing guitar album. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say that's amazing art's rendition.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. I think
That's
Beavis and
pretty
Butthead
good.
does good too. Have you ever seen Beavis and Butthead? Dan. But yeah, I mean, I use music. I just would like randomly pull out my earbuds and just be like, kind of want to listen to Pink Floyd for about like a half hour right now, and I would do that like on half of a loop or 2/3 of a loop, and yeah, just and like I would stop and kind of like talk to people for a couple seconds, like, "You're doing great, man. How you doing? Yeah, awesome. Like, cool." And yeah, I just had a blast. Yeah, I had a really good time.
That is such a good run. Those runs are so fun because you do get to see people over and over again. And it's evil though, that, because at a certain point, you just know what you're running your loops in and how much time there is and how many loops you might get in. And sometimes that math is like, it can hit you 3 or 4 loops out sometimes.
Yeah, that and I was like, I'm not gonna let that anxiety bother me today. Like, I was just like, you know what? If I go out for that last loop and I don't make it back, I'm like, I still did the miles. Like, I don't get credit, but like, it's like a Strava cred. Like, I still got my own cred. Like, I'm like, because I did that one year. I came in with like 35 minutes to go, and I went out and I didn't get credit for my last loop because I came in like 3 minutes after the bell, whatever. Yeah, and then Dan Bates went out and ran. He tried to he's like, let's get it, Jimmy. I think it was because I've done the fall fling once, and I think this is my second spring fling, whatever. So it was the other time in spring fling, and I got credit for like 46 miles or something like that, whatever. But like, I think I ended up with like close to 50 that day. I didn't get credit for it, but I was like, yeah, I had a great day. Like, because I don't think the spring fling, these are really great social runs. This is put on by a very social club, the Connecticut Trail Mixers. And their aim is to just like get people to run with each other and like, go, do runs, whatever. And it's a really great race to learn how to like do nutrition and like, you want to get your first 50K, like, but like figure out like how your feet are going to respond to being wet for 10 hours. That's my feet were great. And I'll reiterate my statement 100% that chafing and blisters and all that shit is a function of dehydration. I drank so much. I drank water perfectly to where I was peeing like in the middle of every loop, almost in the same spot. I was like, oh, I'm in the spot again. Got to pee. Like, so there's a deer licking on some tasty teepee rocks.
It's like a salt lick.
That's what they love. That's what they do, right?
They do.
They lick
Becky
tinkles?
asked me, love that because the salt in our pee, they fucking love it. They
Wait,
use it
so
as a salt
you
lick.
lick tinkles?
It's
But you
like the
pee on a
Fault in Our
rock.
Stars.
A deer
only
will-
it's the
yes.
salt. Yeah.
Wait,
Salt in
what?
our tea.
What is
that.
it?
Go ahead, Phred. What's that?
I said it's like the Fault in Our Stars, but it's really the salt in our pee. That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, so Becky asked me what else I was training for. I definitely want to do another 100 later in the year, but I'm going to do Liz Allen's Last Human Standing, the cut weekend. So I'm going to come see everybody on Friday. I might actually go see Mark Kelly and those dudes, Mark and Tyler, on Wednesday and Thursday, or Wednesday night or Thursday night or something. They're doing the net. They're doing the whole net. Oh, wait, is this not a thing?
I don't know.
We're not talking about this?
Oh, I don't know.
People are fucking keeping. Are they keeping it a secret? No, they were talking about it all the other night. I don't think it's
okay.
secret, is it?
Okay.
Yeah. I don't
The
know.
other night
Whatever,
on our
fuck
run,
it.
Jimmy.
You know what? What? Yeah.
The other night on
last-
our run, our 5-mile run that I
last
cramped up.
night's run. Last night's run with the big boys, all the studs. It was a drop run actually. We just were like, well, no one's here that we're gonna drop, so let's just fucking go ham. And Jacques dropped everybody.
Of course, right? Yeah.
Jacques Sarbach, who's on like a fucking nice streak right now, still, I guess.
Yeah.
He'll be at Blue to Blue. Blue to Blue. Where's my logo?
Cool.
It's on this.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that.
So when's Blue to Blue, Jimmy?
May 5th.
May 5th. Okay.
May 5th. You come say hi. Come say hi.
That's a Sunday,
it's a
right?
stellar field. It's a really great field. We've got returning champions. We got Jacques was second or Jacques won? No, Justin Kowski, Deb and Marie Galler are going to be there battling. Much fun.
Nice.
Come say hi. Come eat pizza with us at the finish line at West Rock Playground.
Okay.
Come at like 3 or 4 o'clock.
Skip all the fucking stuff in the beginning. Just
Well, and bring Tupperwares because I'm fucking sick of bringing shit home after races. Like seriously, start bringing Tupperwares.
I definitely have like taken like bunches of bananas, like a whole thing of fruit, like from races. I'm like, this is horrible.
I live in an apartment with an 8-year-old half the time. We're not eating that much fucking food. I don't need an 8-year-old to have like a big thing of M&Ms. Just take that shit home, everybody. Let's go.
Oh God.
And then I want to do something later in the year. So I was thinking maybe either hamster wheel or my friend Laura puts on the Tampa 100. She came up and did the Slurpee run with us. And she puts on cool runs down in like the Tampa area. Let me get that info so you can put it in the show notes or whatever. I'm gonna
that would be good.
Laura Bradley, she puts on really cool things. And then so I was looking at that. That's in November, I think. So I was looking about. I want to do something like October, November. I looked at Grindstone. I was like, maybe I'll do Grindstone.
That's UTMB though.
I know, and that's why I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to do. And then I saw like the next day, I think like a day or two ago, Dave Walker put up the Black Forest registration is going to open. And I was like, that starts at midnight, no pacers, and it's on like the Loyal Sock Trail up around where like World's End and Eastern States is. So I'm like, that sounds fucking gnarly. And I think Liz and Carly went to do that a couple years ago.
We had Dave Walker on the we had Dave on the show like episode 8, I think, or 9 or something.
Dave came up and ran Blue to Blue, and he was like cursing me the whole time. He was like, he got done and was like, "Fuck you, Jimmy Mack." I was like, "Thank you. That's just great."
Excellent. So still room for the cut. So I haven't done a lot of like talking up.
Or you could come to Cayuga Trails.
Oh yeah, that's going on too.
That's right. That's June 1st.
What?
Yeah, June 1st.
That's that same weekend. Yeah.
Cayuga Trails. You gonna be there?
I will be there. Yes. I don't know if I'm going to race. I don't know if I'm going to
All
run. It depends on my groin strain, but I'll definitely be there because I'm staying visiting family and friends for like 10 days there. So yes.
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
Jimmy, there's also a Virgil Crest in September if you're looking for 100.
That was my first 100K.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a lot of vertical, right?
Yeah.
It's on a ski mountain, so yeah.
I kind of want to see how many miles I can do in 30 hours if I do hamster wheel. I think that might be like the most convenient. Like, I wonder. I wonder.
It's November, first weekend in November.
First weekend in November.
Oh, I should come. It's my birthday weekend.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. And I'm going to be 33, so I'm 33 hours.
Wow.
Oh my God, let's go.
Let's just rip it.
You'll have to show up 3 hours early, right? Just to kind of flex on it.
So yeah, I don't know. I would, and then I was saying like, and then Jacques doing Manitous. He was talking about Manitous. I was like, I've done that race twice. I want to go back next year and do that again.
All right, fuck that race.
No, that race is the best race. That's the best race on earth.
Ugh,
that is the best course. That is, I kind of want to go like hike it like this summer just by myself or something like over 2 nights or whatever.
Just by yourself or with Art, yeah.
Yeah, you want to go? You want to get weird? Listen, this is Jimmy Mack's year. 2024. My motto is let's get weird. I'm getting weird as fuck this year. Let's go.
Okay.
All right. When do you guys do it the first week of June? I'll do it.
Can't.
As long as we can hike. Hiking that.
Art's going to be awake for 48 hours that weekend. I'm going to run a last human standing race, and I think Ben Quattromoni and Claire Gadro are both in that race, and they're badass runners. So
I want to do one of those.
They're so much fun. I've done 2. They're so awesome.
Yeah, Ben just set the record over at Trap Rock, right?
Ben's a stud. Yeah, Ben Quattroni.
Yep.
Yeah. He did Liz Allen, had that 666 race that he put like in,
Oh, yes.
what is it,
Yeah.
6 hours and 40 minutes. The dude put down like 45 miles, like something insane. And that's a technical, windy, like that's a tough course. Like Liz designed a
And
really.
he started the Border Patrol like with like a week or two to go or something like that, and just like plowed through the whole field and won, got more mileage than anybody.
Hey, that's a sandbag right there, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Yeah. Because the dude who finished second was probably like, oh, dude, I like literally had to plan it out. Like,
yes.
I got to pull up. I got to go take a walk on Ultra Sign Up. That's what I need to do. I need to go take a good deep walk on Ultra Sign Up, and then maybe read I Run Far for a couple of days. And I feel like maybe I'll know everything about this sport again, because I know absolutely nothing. I get all of my ultra knowledge is from Bessick and Jenna Gould. That's the only two people who like know ultra stuff who like I text with and that like tell me stuff.
What are you like into now? Like, what are you doing with your time?
School and work and playing a lot of music.
And
you went back
yoga.
to school?
I did.
Oh, for what?
For another degree to be to get more money as a teacher.
Okay.
It was for a teaching degree.
I was like, okay, what is he doing?
Yeah. So I'm almost done, and yeah, it's kicking my ass, but yeah, whatever.
Cool.
Let's
Good
go.
for you. Why are we talking about running? That's more interesting.
It is.
No, it's absolutely not.
Jimmy, where are you taking classes?
St. Joseph's University.
Oh, and what's Hartford?
No. It's in the one in Philly.
Oh.
Where,
wait, are you doing it online?
Yeah, it's all online.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow.
He runs there.
So there's like,
I was going to
so many
ask, like, do you fit in with your classmates? How's it going?
So it's all message boards. So it's like this little tiny like space, right? Where I'm like, who the fuck is this person? I'm like, all right, whatever, dude. And like, we just kind of like, it's like a very civil message board. It's like if Reddit had to use real names on the internet.
It's like Let's Run.
How they behave.
It's like the Let's Run of education.
Oh, dude. So that was, I was wondering like about, if you go on, I wonder how many thread posts. Let's do a bet right now. Over under on thread posts about this marathon thing or this half marathon thing. So I'm gonna go on Let's Run and check and see how somebody probably made a thread. It's probably at the top of the page. The over under, I'm gonna say right now, it's probably been 3 days, 1,200 posts.
I was gonna say 1,200.
300.
That was my number.
All right, let's look. I haven't been on Let's Run in like 5 years.
Yeah, I think my company banned me from that. It's kind of like the time Becky was looking up porn.
Oh yeah. What, were you spending too much time on it?
Well, no. No, I'm just I don't know. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm on the first page. It's like within the first like 10 threads, it's already a cesspool of like just shitty people.
Yeah.
I don't even want to be on here now. I'm sad. Oh, dude, wait, hold on. Oh my God, there's like people are still posting about COVID vaccines on here.
Oh my God,
dude, it's a very interesting.
When people are like, "Hey, runners are so awesome," I'm like, "Hey, you should go on Let's Run." Okay, I was just on Let's Run for 30 seconds, and I have PTSD, guys.
We talked about that was the beginning of the podcast, Jimmy. We talked about like feeling less than from reading other stuff, but like I think you can kind of feel better than the people on Let's Run, right? Except that they're like, fuck, I ran a 225,
Yeah.
I want to fucking shoot myself because I'm a hobby jogger.
At least with those, though, like the first comment is like, fuck you, shut up. You're like, I didn't think of that. And then you're like, I'm done. That's good. That's what I need.
I don't know. I think like I don't know, racing. I don't know. I think it's just taking on such a different meaning for me that I just do not give like a fuck about like my time. You know what I mean? It's like the time that I had, not like what was what time did you get? Like I had a good time. Like I had like I said to Michael after the race, I was like, thank you so much, dude, because I very rarely get the race that I wanted and the race that I needed at the same race. Like, and that's like a gift for me, whatever. Cause like you said, I know, Art, you can be like weird about like people taking your local legend and shit like that. And you're very competitive, but like, I only compete with myself. So I was like, you know what? Jimmy wants to run 40. I'm very much talking in the third person on the drive.
Oh my God, I was just going to say, are you talking in the third person? I love it.
I was sobbing my eyes out listening to fucking Taylor
He's
Swift.
woke now, everybody. Third person.
No, I had a couple good cries during the race too. It was really wonderful. No, but I was positive self-talking to myself the whole way up. I was like, Jimmy wants to run 40 miles today. You know, like Jimmy likes the lane. You remember from Seinfeld?
Yes, I totally remember that.
Jimmy can dunk.
I loved that episode. That was a very good episode.
Yeah, the whole write up, I was just like, yep, Jimmy wants to do this. Jimmy wants, like, and Jimmy's running more than he was. Like,
Jimmy doesn't. Jimmy wants it.
I wasn't saying. Here's the thing. I wasn't saying it out loud though. It was like in my head. I'm not that fucking weird. I will pick my nose at red lights though.
We all do it.
Or like sometimes when I'll look over and I'll see somebody next to me that's like really straight laced, I'll like take off my flip flop and like start biting my toenail. Like I do. I love doing weird shit at red lights because people like when you look around, nobody fucking looks around. Like people are just like whatever. So I'm like, if you look around, you're getting a treat. But
so
no,
we encourage everybody to do that. If you're listening in your car, pull up to the next red light and let's see what you can do.
Yeah.
No, but what I was going to say
with your pants on, preferably though.
Don't
you can do some hand games.
If you have tinted windows.
Roll them.
Oh my God, officer! I was just playing some hand games, and
were you biting your toenail?
No, I was playing hand games.
I'm like, yeah. How do you pick yours? What the fuck?
I had my hands under my blanket. No, wait.
No.
Oh my gosh.
You're sharing something.
Oh yeah, no. Don't compare yourself to other people. Compare yourself to yourself. Oh, do we lose Becky? Oh no, Becky, don't go.
No, she's back.
I love that Becky's iPhone is just named iPhone. It's not Becky's iPhone.
Nope, it's iPhone.
I'm lucky I even got the sound to work. It was a little bit of a debacle.
That's 1 out of 2 ain't bad. So
yeah.
I'm gonna name my iPhone Jimmy, so I can be like, Jimmy is
Jimmy's iPhone.
Jimmy going to work today.
Jimmy.
Jimmy's at the scratch lab.
Jimmy wants to run 40 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I definitely was like, if I come in and I only have like 37 or whatever on the board, I was like, I'm still gonna go out. And even if I have like 8 minutes left, I'm like, I'm just gonna go out and do the another loop, and like they'll have the finish line completely broken down. Jerry will be gone, right? Like, but I was like, I'm gonna get 40 miles today. So the fact that it worked out for me was really cool. What were we talking about though? Before Let's Run, well, how did I say something?
We were talking about that half marathon and the Kenyans and the Chinese and the number of but before that. Yeah, we were talking about cat yoga, I think.
Oh, cat yoga.
Yes. They do have that cat yoga cafe. I think there's one opening up, and so I trolled the community boards at in Glastonbury in the belly of the Beast Coast, and I saw that somebody put in an application for like a cat cafe. So I think we're going to be we got one in New Haven. There's one right near me in Westville in New Haven.
Yes,
Okay,
I've heard about
another
it.
thing about Boulder.
I just go put my face on the glass like this, and I'm like, oh.
Okay, hold on. Call me crazy. For somebody that like manages a restaurant, the people here that like think that their dogs are like should like sit at the table and like should just be allowed to prowl the restaurant. I cannot. I'm like, this is disgusting. Like if I went to a restaurant and there was a dog there, I would leave the restaurant. Like that's gross. It's a health code violation. I'm sorry. And I love Celeste. I love you. I love that
do they have like
you have your
Ellie,
dog.
Does their dog have like a little LL Bean jacket on and shit too?
Something like yeah, like a Patagonia fleece. I'm like, okay, but like the people that, and then also of course, if you're like, well, is this a service animal? And like, never is. But like they're like, oh well, and then they look like I'm challenging them. I'm like, you like it here, right? You don't like if somebody sees that, we're getting shut down. It's like I understand pets are great, but we have a whole outside area that's actually sheltered and heated that you can leave your pet there. And but like people insist, like, let's bring it to the couch. And it's like, Jesus, get the fuck out of my restaurant. Holy shit. Oh my God.
Like, we don't let dogs sit on our couch. You can't,
I mean, do it at home, but like, why do you got to bring this thing with you? Like, and we have like a heated area.
Ooh,
like, I thought that was bougie enough. Jesus, Boulder.
There should be every week on Culture, there should be a segment, Ellie rants. And now, no, but I have the perfect, like, stereotype person, like, crafted in my head now from just Ellie talking right there. Did you guys watch you ever watch the show Portlandia?
Oh yeah, no, you go.
Character of I've been to Portland a couple times, so it's like that show is so accurate, whatever. So it's like now I have this Boulder in my Boulder.
I think you should draw it and then send it to me.
Subaru, they got a bike rack. They got a bike rack and a ski rack. Bike rack and a ski rack. Subaru. The dude's wearing a Patagonia puffy with the sleeveless though, right? Because he wants to be able.
Hold on, you haven't been here in a minute. Now Patagonia is not expensive enough. Arc'teryx is the new like $500 jacket.
The new Patagooch.
So
yes,
crazy.
and then we've graduated from Subarus. We're now at Teslas.
Oh,
so crazy.
The Tesla truck is that big?
Well, yeah, the Rincon has been around a little bit too. They just got recalled. I think the trucks.
So you don't have a lot of Revel 4x4s.
I mean, or like
Winnebago,
the trucks here are like
the Winnebago
huge, and it's like, what do you need that for? Oh my God, it's like a 4-lane highway. Like, honestly, you work from home in tech. What do you need that for?
I want a Revel 4x4 Winnebago van. I'm gonna rent one in Bend, so that should be fun.
Nice.
So.
Ow, sorry.
And Becky's cat is attacking her iPhone. This is really great.
Her cat just wants to play hand games.
Am I allowed to ask?
Becky's not feeling handsy right now.
Hey, am I allowed to ask Becky, why are you in the attic? Are you in the attic?
No, I'm at pretty much the same thing. I'm in the basement.
Oh, okay. You were banished?
Yeah, nah, I just was like, I'm going to go down here.
She doesn't want anybody else to see us.
Yes.
Like, these are my closet friends.
She has culture shame.
Yeah, because our talk is as explicit as the trails we run on.
Yes. And my poor cats, we got a new dog like 6 weeks ago or 8 weeks, I don't know. And he's like a yellow lab Spitz mix. And he loves to chase the cats and wants to play with them, and they don't want anything to do with it. So they pretty much like live in the basement. And so we don't get to see them because they're always down here because the dog harasses them. And there's an ant. Why aren't they getting the ant? Get the ant. Why is there an ant down here?
Yeah.
Tell us more. Tell us more, Beck. Tell us about the ant.
Say more, Becky. Say more.
Okay. Did you guys know, Jimmy, I bet you know this for some reason.
I'm getting the
that if you die, your cat will eat you within 24 hours.
Really?
You didn't know that? Oh,
I did not.
That seems like such a Jimmy fact.
For a long run, and my cat comes and tries to start.
Like your cat will eat you within 24 hours. Your dog will not eat you until it has exhausted every other food option available.
I heard about the cat
just goes right
you,
into you,
but I didn't know it was within 24 hours.
Yeah,
I'm good with that. Why not? Right? If I'm dead, I want my cat to have sustenance.
There you
I
go.
feel like I'll live on through my cat. My molecules will be in my cat. Or in my cat's shit, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. But
So they absorb the essence of Phred.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And then you live again as Sparkles.
he's reincarnated.
Sparkles, come here, Sparkles. Damn it, call me Phred.
That's right. I'm Phred now.
You know how many fucking hundreds I've run?
The cat is suing us. I didn't even know that was a thing. How is that happening? He keeps asking me all these fucking questions. Originally. What?
Oh, that's funny.
Jimmy, what you drinking?
Water.
Oh, is it a
Tons of
Bell
water.
B?
It's not. I have a soda stream, but I have not been hitting it much lately. I've just been hitting straight water. I try to drink like 3 or 4 of these a day. I think these are like 30 ounces or something. So staying hydrated.
It's
Staying
a fucking
hydrated, my
woke now,
friend.
Jimmy. Oh my God.
I know, it's crazy. I think I'm just getting old. I think I'm just like realizing that I'm not gonna live forever, and that I just like starting my 50s off with like every time I read something, it's like, hey man, in your 50s, you should have more muscle, because
How old are
dudes
you?
who have muscle, I'm 47.
It's like not even
3
fucking
years.
close to 50 yet. You're
I'm
still
getting there.
closer to 45.
Guys, I blinked and my kid was like 8, and I was like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm retiring, Jimmy.
I know.
You know what that feels like just to say?
That's fucking
Yeah,
awesome,
that's coming
dude.
up, right, Art?
It is. Yeah,
Dude,
a couple months.
Are you gonna start crushing big miles? Like you start doing like 100-mile weeks and shit?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
You
like
better
I
not
crushed
fade away.
that
You better not
6-miler.
fade away into obscurity. Come on, you got to train for next year's Hop and Hodges, dude.
I do. I do.
New course record's going down.
It is. Well, I already hold
Art's
it.
retirement tour is going to go do all the races, like Bimblers. He's going to set his personal record. What's your record there? Like 5:36 or something? You had a good Bimblers one year.
Yep.
Yeah. So there
I
you go.
finished.
Boom,
It was probably one of the best races of my life. And I got to say this is that I was 12th place there and you were 11th.
That's true.
Oh,
3 minutes. 3 minutes ahead
No,
of
he
you.
was. Yeah, he was right there.
I was cramping like a motherfucker coming in too.
I was hunting. I hardly knew your name, but
Oh, I thought you were shooting me in the back of my legs with like pyum pyum. I was like,
oh my God.
I was like, where's the fucking school? I remember just yelling like when you're like near that golf course and like
Yes.
that trail that goes like it just meanders and you're like, where the fuck is the school? Like, because I like did a couple training runs over there or whatever. Like, and I was like, I kind of know the start and finish pretty well, but I was like coming back, I must have been delirious. I was like, this is way longer. I'm like, I'm definitely off trail. I'm like, no, I'm like, oh, there's the school. Okay.
the first I ran that the first year. First year they had it, and it was my first trail run, first trail race, and I finished it. And as it was coming down, I was just like, oh my God, are they going to make us run around the field again? I hope. Oh fuck! Don't make me run around that field again, because I can't do that. I can't do that.
So and Jerry did Jerry always have his timing service?
I guess, yeah. I think he timed the first year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
okay.
he did. Actually, he did. Yeah.
That dude is a mainstay.
Yeah. No, it was
OG Connecticut legend.
yes.
Yeah. So Becky had the paper cup incident, right? The Becky Bibbler. What do we call that? Does that we call it Becky? What do we call that? Becky?
That was the birth of
Bibbler
that was
Gate.
the
That was
birth of
Bibbler
evil
Gate.
Becky.
Evil. That's where she turned evil.
That
My
was
God.
evil Becky, the original. Her
Becky's
origin story.
Bibbler Gate.
That was so horrible. Ugh. It was so. There was a lot of swearing and some hyperventilating.
It sounds
my
like
thought.
Tuesday.
Yeah, every race, every 50K in Connecticut is like 33 miles. Like, right? I don't know.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Except for Lake Waramaug.
That's right. So
Perfect. That's
so
perfect.
go
And
there.
that's sold out, right?
It did. It sold out. Yeah.
Oh, it
Well, then I
did.
shouldn't
Yay.
even- I'm just going to plug it. Go volunteer. Go just show up and I'm going to go heckle.
Yeah.
I'll bring
Go,
my kid. We're
yeah,
gonna-
show
we're
up
gonna
at
go
the
to
Cultra.
Station.
We're gonna.
Yeah,
Did
I'm gonna
anyone,
come.
Art, did anyone take up how I said I would send them scratch if they volunteered in the morning?
I think Tony Bonanno did.
Oh, I met him. Okay, good. Yeah,
Okay.
he's nice.
Yeah.
He runs in
He
Georgia.
came with the
He runs in-
scratch.
At our aid station?
Okay.
Oh, of course he
Tony's
did.
going to be there. Yeah.
Tony Bonanno has the fastest time on the Blue to Blue course wearing jorts.
True. That's right.
True. Tony raced in jorts one year and it was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
So here you go. I'm gonna put up. Here we go. Who can break? I'll give like Justin Kowski. I'll give him a bunch of those dudes. I'll shoot them an email. Actually, I'll put it in the runner email. I'm gonna send out this weekend because it's a week away. Who can? If anyone runs it in jorts, can they break Tony Bonanno's time from a couple years ago?
Ooh, nice.
That's it. Throwing
And
it down there.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him some blue jeans or something. I'm gonna give him I'll give him a gift certificate to Levi's. There we go.
Perfect.
I like
You
it.
should really do it to Jordache. Remember
So
those?
like the cool thing to do
No.
now. Here's the cool
Or
thing to do.
Sassoon.
Winning a race is cool and all, but like started getting DFL awards for runners, dude. Because I think the last finisher, you are the most important person.
So that's me, Jimmy. That was me a couple of years back there.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Well, you made me say an hour and 45 minutes. So.
I know. Like,
let's never talk about that again because I
know.
I like having a good relationship with you.
I know. I like friends.
And when you bring
yeah,
that up, I can feel the anger. I'm just like, you know what? It's okay.
just
Art,
ain't
Karen,
gonna
and
talk
Jerry
about
Bilby, you
that.
guys had a tough day. That race eats its young. So,
Which
dude, I
race
had
was this?
This is Blue to Blue. I have
Blue to Blue.
stats about. You want to hear some weird stats about Blue to Blue?
yeah, sure. Please.
The finishers rate is like what did I don't have the I think it's 79.6%, which that's low for a 50K. So 2019 was 76.2% finishers. That was the first year. So we had 16 finishers, 21 starters, and 10 did not start. And then 2020, 81.4, 35 finishers, 43 starters. 2021, 31 starters, 20 finishers, 64.5%. 2022 was 100%. We had 15 finishers, 15 starters, 15 finishers.
But one of them took a day and a half.
Three of those finishers came in an hour and 45 minutes after the final cutoff, and I still gave them a finish.
Thank you.
I was crying. I had my car completely packed up. There was no finish line. I was literally crying, being like, I think they're dead. So I think you were texting me. Like, hey, I'm really sorry. I'm like, whatever, just get here when you get here. And then 2023.
Who were you with, Art?
I think
Karen Prado and Sherry
Plato.
Bilby.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that's a good trio.
Yeah,
Fun trio.
It was.
they took 4 hours to do like the last 3 miles or something.
It was.
No, from the last aid station, you guys made the cutoff by like 20 minutes or something, I think, right? And it's
Jimmy, I was
8
cramping at 12 miles that day.
So you should have told me that. I would have been like, all right, your day is done at the turnaround here at mile 16. Yeah.
No, man,
it's okay.
I'm good for it. I'm good for the mileage.
Yeah, so we had, and then 2023 was 25 starters, 19 finishers, 76%. So this is like, I mean, if people are like, a few people have been like, hey, have you ever thought about making the cutoff 12 hours? I'm like, fuck no, then it's not a challenge. Then like everybody finishes. Like, yeah, it's a challenge. It's supposed to be tough.
Yeah.
I like it.
By definition, right?
I got a rock star volunteer crew, but I'll take more volunteers because the finish line is always a fun party.
Cool. Yeah, it is.
The first year, the finish line party, dudes had just finished filming a rap video there.
Wow.
And yeah, so there were dudes there with like professional like gimbals and cameras, and they were filming it, and they were smoking blunts. It was amazing. And I'm setting up the finish line, and I'm getting a contact high from these dudes, and they're like literally like, they got like gold chain. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. I'm like, New Haven has hip hop. This is so rad. And then I like Googled it. I could never find it. So I don't know if like maybe they were just doing it for Instagram. I don't know.
So if you're out there, hit us up.
Yeah, hit me up. I want to hear your song, dude. I think I'm in your video. I'm like the white dude in the background.
That's right. You're the Vanilla Ice of trap rock.
dragging tables and tents around a fucking field.
Oh, guys. Hey, this has been so much fun. You know, it's
this is great.
Good to have everybody back together here. So we gotta do this again sometime soon. So
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming out, both, everybody. So
Thank you.
good to see you back. Good to see you, Jimmy.
Good to see everybody.
Ellie and Phred too.
Thanks for having me again.
You're so welcome. So I got to say to all of our listeners out there, if you've made it this far, of course, seek professional help, and we will see you all in a mile.
Mile and a half.
All right.
That cat is making its plan for when you're dead.
Yeah,
I know.
that's right.
That cat's wearing a bib.
Let's be
I
real.
know.
What's your
Poor
cat's name?
cat.
That cat's adorable.
What is it?
What's your cat's name?
Batman.
Batman. Okay.
Yes, his sister was Spidey Girl. She passed away a couple of years ago.
Oh.
Oh,
Did you eat her? Take your revenge. You got to get him.
So
Your cat might be okay with that.
So we have to ask the Magic 8 Ball a question. Does anybody have any good questions to
Should
ask?
I have a second plate of dinner?
Should Ellie have a second plate of dinner?
Yes.
And the answer is concentrate and ask again. I will. Okay, let's think about it. Okay. Okay, we're gonna ask
Meditate
again.
over it.
Manifest it.
Oh. My reply is no.
Whoa.
Damn.
Fuck,
Sorry.
Dream it is then.
There it is. It's
there
in
you
your-
go.
it's out of your hands, right? I mean, you can't mess with the Magic 8 Ball.
It's
So
true.
it goes.
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
Put me in a better mood. I was in a bummer mood.
Oh, awesome. That's
Yeah.
great. I'm
Who
so
else has
happy
been
we
in a
could
bummer
get
mood?
Yeah.
everybody
I'm
together.
so happy Jimmy's here. Oh, shit.
Yeah, this was nice. I've been getting boosted up by my friends lately. It's been feeling really good. So thank you for having me.
Anytime, Jimmy. You can, you know what, any time at all. So
In fact, you can just stay on till next week. Just like stay
you
on.
can. Just don't hang up.
Wait, hold on. You're gonna have the underwear guy on again? What are you having on?
Maybe we had Hoka guy here. You missed that one. So this is like the time that we were running the QT 104, and I said, "Oh, Jimmy, hey, listen. Oh, hey, wait here for a minute, okay? Just wait for a minute. I'll be right back."
Jimmy, turn off your
Just so I
headlamp.
could pass him.
Jimmy, turn off your headlamp.
Can I see your headlamp for a minute? Okay, wait here. I should have stole your headlamp, right?
Jimmy, turn off. You said that to me. You're like, Jimmy, turn off your headlamp. I'm like, fuck you, Byron. Let's go.
I don't need a headlamp. I don't know why you
But
do.
again, all afternoon, I'm like, I'm gonna catch you, Art. Every time we pass each other, I'm like, I'm gonna catch you, Art. I'm gonna catch you, Art. Right around 100K, I'm like, 100K, I'm like, I caught you, Art.
Yes, because I went too fast.
Oh, you went hard.
You got me. Well, you got me to go. You got me to pick it up in the middle. It was like sustenance hunting. You like,
that dude. That was the first like 100-miler I did, where I like actually like kind of felt like I knew what I was doing. Where I was like, oh, like walking a lot early in the day with like Crutchley and like JJ Duran and like actually JJ ran the whole thing, he ran a 50K, but like Crutchley did a ton of walking. And like walking, like I don't know, you did way too much running.
Oh, I felt pretty good. I felt very good.
You felt, yeah.
Especially considering that heat. That was a good day.
All right, you guys, I gotta go.
Okay.
I think my roommates want to make dinner.
Of course.
There you
All
go.
right.
Cool.
All right. See you guys.
All right, everybody.
Have a great night.
Bye.
Thanks. Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hello, it's me, Cultra Bot. Thanks to all of our Patreons that help keep us 112% listener supported. Support is good. That's what she said. Hashtag Hondojo. Carrot dollar 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 dollar. Albert James Galayton. 113th mile. Amarcus. Amy Jennifer Hanlon. Amy Jennifer Hanlon's friend. Amy Mower Power. Amy Sorensen. Andy Tid. Angela Rose. Anna G. Antone de Betancourt. Austin Frank. Azam Palatov. Ben Millet. Ben 1N. Benjamin Griffin. Berkshire Trailheads. Basic Hustle. Bikini Chicken. Bill Gibbs. Bill Gilpatrick. Bill Adendal. Brian Musiak. Brian O. Bryce Hen Ellie. Celeste Fong. Cherie Bilby. Chip prefers snickerdoodles. Chris Russell. Christina Chinhing. Christopher Colangelo. Clement Scented Chunks. Cloris Reinhardt. Crutch Lee. Dan Brehant. David Hoople. David Hyde. David Kaplan. Ellen Cretella-Connell, Ellie Pell, Emily Meyer, Enrique Tello, Eric Wester, Franklin Gondiaga, Phred Wills, Jeffrey Miller, Heidi Stearns, I Pity the Fools on Team B, JJ Durand, Jackie Smith, Jacques Sarbach, Jake Coteen, Jamie Myler, Jank, Jessica Crandall, Jillian Ellefson, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Trail Charts, Joseph Morisro, Just_a plotter, Justin Koski, Karen Prado, Kelsey Eng, Lanzalot, Laura Ricci, Lauren Edelman, Law Dog, Leanne Zarger, Lenya Euro Trademark S Mom, Liz Vicious 30, Maishij Macho, Mark W. Kelly, Marty Dutchow, Matt Nilsson, Michael Keogh, Michael Lopresti, Michelle Pom-Pom O'Neill, Microscopic Porcupine, Miles Victors, Mommy Craigery, Monkey Stuffer, Name, Nat Zilsk, Nicole Carey, Once a Runner, Peter Keogh, Powered by Pop-Tarts, Rebecca Gonzalez Kreisberg, Richard Runs Trails on YouTube Finishes Traveler 100, Rob the Bear Breckenridge, Ron Locandro, Ross Bielak, Rufus and Brenda Chaffee Ford and Chaffee Chocolatey Chicken, Run the Whites at Midnight, Rusty Red Wagon, Samuel Dibdal, Sandy Bartell, Sarah Porras, Scott Johnson, Simon C. Edgett, Scobuffs, Slurpee Runner, Steep Endurance, Stephen Estremera, Ty, 10 Junk Miles, Get Some While Supplies Last, The Blue Hills Contingent, The Lazarus Crew, Tom Sturridge, Tony Didamizio, Ultra Walker, Waldhamer, William A. Euro E. Keep Running Bro on YouTubia Euro Jara, Sme Kook Designed in the Rear. Thank you and good day to you all.
The Cultra Crew, come and have a listen to the Cultra Crew. The largest town, the monkey too. Come and have a listen to the Cultra Crew. Cultra Crew, put discipline all over you. Make your ass crack feel like new. Come and have a listen to the Cultra Crew.
Fuck. Oh my fucking...